Graves was rushed to the Port of Spain General Hospital, where she died some 3 hours later. An autopsy was ordered to confirm the cause of death. You who shot me. Residents have denied the police reports. They insist when Graves was shot, no one was firing at the police. Well, how they know? How? Come on, Olia.
Sharon, don't.
I'm not, you see this protest and thing?
Yeah, don't even.
I'm not dealing with that at all today. I don't want no part of that. All right? I don't want no part of it. And all I had to say to Trinidad and Tobago, I want us to look at the people, all the protesters, and see who they look like. That's all I want to see. I am. Because I may say things that, you know. But I saw a young lady made a live yesterday, and I said, Papa, young people paid to protest. Minister of National Security, Stuart Young, says the state received information that people were paid to protest yesterday. Young was speaking at his ministry's office in Port of Spain during a news conference called as a result of fiery protests throughout the capital city from early yesterday. Sanitation worker killed at home. A Point 14 sanitation worker was shot dead while he stepped in his home early Tuesday in Newport Week. We must get a protest for that.
Really?
Huh? I am not condemning anybody. The choices are yours. But we have a lot of things happening. People getting gunned down. Children getting killed. Nobody ain't saying nothing. Look at vendor gunned down at his stall. We have a sanitation worker killed at home. A man was gunned down at his food stall outside his house. His penal house on Tuesday. Senate shut down. Not even the Senate could have sat yesterday. Nobody from the opposition bench and 2 independent senators were present. A lot of these senators are from Central and South and were trapped in the traffic created by the various protests in parts of East-West corridor, which made getting to Port of Spain a serious challenge. Police, a failed plan to destabilize the country. A well-orchestrated plan to destabilize the country, but it failed. This was how yesterday's protest and the end results were described by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, TTPS. In a news release, the TTPS assured the public that the police force was in full control with 72 persons arrested up to last night. According to the TPS, the protests were an orchestrated plan led by several gang members to use the shooting of the 3 young men a few days ago as a front to cover the planned plot to shut down the country. Bulletin to AG's office, Al-Wari, thankful no one was killed. It was only through the grace of God that no one was killed. These were the words of Attorney General Faris Al-Wari yesterday while speaking to the Express following a report that someone had shot at the Ministry of the Attorney General and Legal Affairs at the Government Campus Plaza in Port of Spain. Police senior supercharge arrested. Charged. An acting senior superintendent of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service has been charged with malicious damage. Pregnant woman shot dead during protests in Debitam. A woman who was among the street protesters on Tuesday was shot and has died at hospital. Fuad Abubakar arrested. People are trying to shoot cops, says Young. Minister of National Security Stuart Young said that criminal elements are behind the protests and action at various points in Port of Spain, and he has asked for a report. 3 deportees returning student test positive for COVID-19. Police open fire as protests escalate. Transporters will be charged with human trafficking. What's that?
Whoever transporting the people that they take.
Death on the Beatum. We want justice. Griffith not saying if Hackshaw file was sent to the DPP. That was the Express Newsday. Port of Spain Nutsman cashes in on traffic. When he make money, everybody in the traffic. I sure he sell out all the nuts. Senior policeman charged with malicious damage. George killed at home. Police save woman from assault. Photos of the day, June 30th, that was yesterday. Protests in Port of Spain, June 30th. Chimuk Bakery is back. Mover says, sorry for robbery, returns dollars.
Yeah, I see that. I saw that video yesterday.
AG on bullet at his ministry. I am a high value target. Synonym on the merit system. So far, so good. Nurses postpone protest but told stay away from hotspots. UNC Young's blame game has potential to incite. But what did Young blame? Protesters, we were paid in grief. Commissioner measures taken to keep prisons safe. AG TNT prepared for surge of yachts.
I go like that one. My boy go like that one. Youths.
Judge suspends trial because of turmoil in Port of Spain. Port of Spain mayor, we're working towards containing the issue. Man 52 shot and killed in Captiville. Pregnant woman shot dead. People flee Port of Spain. FCB closes Port of Spain branches amid protests. Young orchestrated paid protesters involving criminals. Those are the headlines on the Newsday and the Guardian. Bruce?
So, headline in the Guardian, although they have a chunky. City under siege. Woman shot dead in fiery protests. Commissioner of Police. We know who plotted yesterday's mayhem. Police have identified one man as the architect behind yesterday's protests in Port of Spain.
Hold on. The Commissioner of Police said that, right? Nobody in condemning him?
Apparently not.
So what did Stuart Young say? That he being condemned? The Commissioner of Police. Go ahead.
And networked to different areas throughout the country. Highway fires cause chaos for many. Gangs call truce to allow protests across turfs. Woman shot dead in fiery protests. Young criminal elements were paid to protest. Fuad Abubakar arrested. U.S. Embassy sends warning to citizens, and everything just bounced on me here. Right. AG grateful no one hurt as bullet enters ministry. Marlene, people need to be heard. Who Marlene is that? Ah, man. TTRNA asks nurses in hotspots to stay home. Doma blames weak independent institutions for social unrest. TNT records 4 new COVID cases. Cancer survivor fears death in COVID-19 infected Florida. Vendor killed inside stall. Flood fears as river embankment fails. Mixed views on reopening of performing spaces. This meaning what, Sharon? Like shows and things that we're talking about here? The performance spaces. Mixed views on performance spaces.
Maybe. Where is it?
It's a little lower down.
Oh, yeah.
Look at there. Well, I ain't seen no picture by me, so it had to be that.
It have to be. We seen a picture of the
That's Queen's Hall? No?
South Campus, that is Sapo.
Okay.
Stakeholders in the creative sector are happy about the reopening of performing spaces, but wonder whether it will be worth their time or even practical to organize shows given social distancing protocol and limits on crowd size.
Okay. Police officer injured by soldier to be compensated. Court orders Lucas to pay. You know what I haven't seen in none of the papers this morning and I was looking for?
Mm-hmm.
The police officer who had get bus.
No, you ain't gonna see that. You haven't seen that.
Just saying. I thought seeing that we going through all of the news pertaining to yesterday that we would have seen that as well. Just
You
saying.
haven't seen that.
Maybe I'm looking for too much. But Sharon, just to say one thing and move along where I am concerned. That was that was well orchestrated, the way it happened and the intervals in which it happened.
It reached even up by us.
Yeah, I saw that.
It went to Maloney and so on.
Right, so
We're not doing anything to ourselves.
no, I don't know how we get injustice for the three guys in this form and fashion. And I know somebody might message me or something to explain to me how we get injustice for the people that were killed. I wonder if the justice that we're looking for also extends to little Anaya.
Bruce, I have no problem with people wanting to be heard. Because yes, sometimes people need to be heard. And some people need to get enough time to explain themselves.
True.
Court orders Lucas to pay. Where is this now? What you have to pay? Former port chair has been ordered to pay the $500 in legal fees his former employee incurred in defending his lawsuit over his failure to renew his contract in 2013. Lucas was ordered to pay legal costs at where he was. Look, I'm going to go back to him. I don't want to really give too much of life to this. Let me tell you something. What we're doing ain't going to solve no matter. No matter at all. Trinidad, I'm trying to curb my words and be careful what I say. Because I'm hearing people saying all kind of thing, and I want to stay a little clear of making any pronouncement on anything and anybody. Police have identified what?
Yeah, they read it out loud. Read it and you go
I
decide.
should say 2 people jump in front of the car.
Yeah, so she buff up the tail. But it's more in the story.
Police have identified one man as the architect behind yesterday's protest in Port of Spain and networked to different areas throughout the country. In an exclusive interview on CNC3 yesterday, Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith said one man coordinated with other gang leaders to create the mayhem that unfolded yesterday. There was a deliberate plot. There was a certain individual. We have intelligence that he was the mastermind, was liaising with other gang leaders, speaking with them, coordinating with them, and then standing up there and pretending that he was God's gift and trying to make everything right and pure, Griffith said. Griffith said one person with a small political party was inciting the violence and then standing by and waiting to be interviewed for public relations purposes. I want to ask the public, please don't be influenced by those who have their specific agenda. You will see him standing up where those protests are, hoping that they could get some media coverage, hoping that they'd be interviewed. They have an agenda, he said. While Griffith did not call names, he said the person he was referring to did not belong to either of the two main political parties. He said those individuals were linked to gang members. If the gang members are affiliated or working with anyone, that remains to be seen, he said. He said that the individuals who are senior gang members orchestrated yesterday's mayhem. They went into hiding. They went into their little operation center throughout the day, he said. Griffith said to look out for the people calling themselves activists and politicians. I am speaking about the individuals who have no support and they think to get support is to hate the police, attack the police, demonize the police, he said. He said it was this action that put police lives at risk. Griffith also warned that there was more to come. The operation is definitely not over, he said. The plan of the protest, Griffith said, was to destabilize the country with regards to the report that there is an almost 90% increase in police killings. Griffith said more people were shooting at officers. When we arrest over 7,000 persons in 5 years for an illegal firearm, and every time we arrest them, they get back out into the streets, he said. They are the ones who walk around with a firearm. I know they would get bail the other day, he said. They have become so bold and arrogant. They shoot at police officers, he said. Griffith said if there was an increase, it was not because the police were not shooting at people. It was because people were shooting at officers, forcing them to return fire. We are not the ones drawing first blood, he said. It stops today. We are not going to allow criminal elements to feel like you can control any area, any block, any community, and then play the blame game, he asked, or he said. When the investigation is complete and I give the assurance to the public, as I have stated over and over again, I am not going to condone any rogue element or police officer that would abuse the authority, he said. We are not the enemy, Griffith said. I see gangs call truce to allow protests across turf. Why can't we have, and I'm talking this morning as a mother, a wife, a sister, a friend. Watch there. See? Why can't we call truce and stop the killings in our country? What is Fuad Abubakar doing here? Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Tell me. Well, guys, I want to leave it there because, as I promised you on Sunday, we are going to have
Part 2?
Yes, part 2 of chapter 1 of our discussions from Sunday. So our guests, they have arrived. Right, so hold on for me so we can set them up here.
from the street, 919fm.com. Here's what's happening.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Sharon Felix, and this is our 6 a.m. headlines on the Street 919 FM, courtesy Green Dot Limited. In the headlines, Trinidad and Tobago under heavy police surveillance for the next 48 hours. The Attorney General comments on shots being fired at his ministry. The Police Complaints Authority is concerned over the rise of police killings. And internationally, Iran issues arrest warrant for Donald Trump over drone strike that killed its top Iranian general in January. And those were the morning's headlines, courtesy Green Dot Limited. Our major newscast comes up at 7. I am Sharon Felix. Good morning.
News from the street. 919fm.com.
So Trinidad and Tobago, let me welcome again back to our studios, no stranger. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning, Sharon. Good morning, Bruce. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, Titans, democracy at home and abroad.
Didn't you dress up looking nice? I can't see. And of course, we have Dominic in the studio also.
Greetings and salutations. Strange being up so early in the morning.
It's strange being up so early.
We go. You good there?
Guys, we just want to put everybody in the shot. Hold on first.
Titans of democracy on the street, 919 FM.
Hey, just in case you didn't know, every morning on the street, 919 FM, taking Sharon and Bruce Wayne, the Titans of democracy. That's the morning show.
All right, so we are back. And again, good morning to you, gentlemen. Men, not gentlemen. And good morning to you, Dominic.
Morning.
Oh, you said it feels strange to be up these hours.
Yeah, normally I'm still in my bed.
Well, today you can't be in your bed. We have business to speak about. So again, I want to really thank you all for getting up so early. You see how early I had to get up? Hey, Bruce? They now see the graveyard shift. All right. Sometimes my eye closed down and I fighting with too much stick to open it to come up. I fall off the bed, boop. I can't see you. Yamping my eye. But
it is an important shift because you have to provide the oxygen for the people to give them sustenance for the day.
Aye. Let me say again, good morning to all our listeners and our viewers. You can go to our Facebook page, The Street 919 FM, and also on YouTube, Iwer TV, and see us live in studio. The numbers has already gone up. at this hour in the morning, 6:07, we're 200 and something strong. Maybe it's because you're all here.
I don't think Sharon, Felix alone. You have your power.
So, guys, the ads are coming up. And when we come back from the ads, we're continuing our discussions on Sunday. We're talking about the economics of this country. We continue because, we have the dollar man on our side here. The man with all the knowledge of the money that I love to hear. So he's here. So Trinidad and Tobago and the world by extension, let me say good morning to all of foreign viewers and foreign listeners. We have a lot of foreign viewers and foreign listeners. So to let you know what's happening, if you're not viewing yet, you need to get on board. Go to your YouTube. If you're not a Facebook person, go to YouTube, type in Iwer TV and see us live. We have the guru, or chairman of the Titans of Democracy, Mr. Neville Chance. That's our guru, our professor. And we have the man with the numbers, the knowledgeable, infatigable, Dominic Romaine, of whom I'm very, very proud of and happy to be in his company. And of course, my poodle, my chukabungs, Bruce Wayne. Yeah? We're here with you today. So we are going to be the moderators. As I said, we want to hear. So, but before the ads coming up, we have 40 seconds. How was it, the atmosphere coming down the road this morning?
Oh,
Good,
it was cool, yeah. It was
nice.
Very cool. I thought the drive was quite nice. I mean,
Nice.
as Dominic said, it's nice to be up early driving. But normally I'm up trying to do a little walk and stuff like that. But it was quite nice. Very pleasant, I thought.
Excellent. And Dominic, like he well shave up and think, because we
There's big assignments today.
Yeah, big assignment. The boy looking handsome boy.
Yeah.
So guys, we're going to a break. We'll be back. Don't shift your dial when we come back. Discussion hot.
Day Talk.
You talk, come talk with us.
On the street, 919 FM.
What are you sleeping on? Did you know that you may be sleeping on dead skin cells, dust mites, and bodily fluids? Do you suffer with aches, pain, stiffness, and other sleep disorders? Studies show that you should replace your mattress every 7 to 10 years for better health, better support, and a better night's sleep. Visit a sleep center today at Quartz and find the perfect mattress for you. Quartz, bringing value home.
Get interactive with the Street 919 FM.
All day, every day. See us all live on our Facebook page.
Share and comment on our show.
Like our page.
Chat with our live on-air announcers.
The Street 919's Facebook page.
Live and interactive all day, every day. The Street 919 FM.
Come talk with us.
This is Wayne Delamore, Head Consultant and Director of Natural Health Solution. With over 15 years of experience in clinical nutrition and microscopy, we specialize in early detection and prevention. We incorporate evidence-based nutrition and science-driven analysis. Tune in to our educational program every Wednesday right here on the Street 91.9 FM. For appointments, call 222-2189 or 304-5816. At Natural Health Solutions, we offer a natural solution to healthy living.
Join Wayne Delamore on Wednesdays from 9:15 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. right here on the Street 919 FM.
Too much trouble in your TikTok? Switch to B-Mobile. For always on 4G LTE. Get a free 30-day trial with free 25 gigabytes of data, free WhatsApp, free talk, free text, and more. Plus, get 50% off your next 3 months. Check us online or in-store.
Yo, this is a Big Mike, not the mass man, the health man. Are you one of the 40 million people suffering with joint issues like rheumatoid arthritis or osteoarthritis? Well, you are listening to the right ad. You have the ailment, we have the remedy. Call us now on 288-8301 or 346-2612.
Don't forget to tune in right here on the Street 919 FM every Wednesday from 10:05 a.m.
Performance, beat all talk.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Masters Radio.
Here's your opportunity to join Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly and guests as they lead in worship ministries of the Word and prayer. That's every Sunday at 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. and every Wednesday from 9 p.m. to midnight on the street 919 FM, where we deal with today's issues from a biblical perspective. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. You'll be given the opportunity to call in and interact with us. Your life and family will never be the same. You are welcome to visit our website, www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.com. Like us on Facebook. Your financial support will be greatly appreciated. Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank. You can contact us at 753-1113.
Better vision for your physical eyes, and through the eyes of faith, let healing arise in your mind, body, and spirit. At Natural Heal Ministries, we teach kingdom principles for living that brings the blessing of God to your mind, body, and soul.
NHM Professional Associates are located at number 10 Moody Stewart Street, Monrepos, San Fernando. For more info, contact Dr. Desmond Phillip at NHM on 349-3494.
NHM Professional Associates can be heard live on the street 919 FM every Saturday from 9:05 to 9:55 a.m.
Come talk with us.
Real issues, hard talk.
Real talk on the street 919 FM.
So we are back. So, Mr. Chance.
Yes, Ms. Felix, you know, as per usual, it's always a very nice thing to be in your company together with Bruce and certainly with our, who I would term our financial guru, Dominic Romaine, and certainly to have a conversation with the listeners of Titans of Democracy. But before we get into the question of the money, which is the economy, how we spend it, how we earn it, how we save it, and how we prioritize, how we use it, which is really what is called the economy. I just want to touch on some matters, just quickly 3 lines of matters that caught my attention, and I thought, as per usual, I'll bring it to the attention of the listeners. The first was a comment made by Pahu, I think it was a day ago, when Pahu said, talking to the world, we must let data drive our action. Meaning, whatever we do, particularly as it pertains to COVID-19, the information must be scientific, and whatever we do must be guided by that scientific information. The second bit of information came from the World Health Organization, and to me it was also interesting. They said our actions must be guided by science. And perhaps you will understand where I'm going when I'm making these comments. And the third one that caught my attention is one of my friends who's a doctor of medical, he's an internal medicine doctor. He sent me a documentary which says COVID-19 may be around for another 2 years. That's an international documentary. And I thought those were very interesting things that perhaps we should take into consideration. And when I looked at the world figures, I recognized in the world there are 10 million persons who have contracted the COVID-19 virus. And 500,000 are dead. And I asked myself, what does that mean for Trinidad and Tobago? Do we have consequences for those things? If we in Trinidad and Tobago, if the government and the people who lead the Trinidad and Tobago do not take these statements into consideration, what will happen to our country and our people? I just thought I would just rest at it because the world is telling us we must be guided by science. The world is telling us that we must be driven by data. And the international documentary tells me that COVID-19 may be around for another 2 years. So, my people, what I'm saying is that for the next 2 years, we need people running this country who understand, who work with science, who are guided by data, and things like that. So that while it is true, we want to see all the proposals and promises they have, the thing I say is we must be alive to enjoy those things,
Sure, right.
If we're not alive, it doesn't make sense. And COVID-19, the pandemic, is making sure it is taking lives. 10 million people have contracted disease and 500,000 dead. These are consequences for Trinidad and Tobago. So I just thought I would just bring that to your attention as you make a decision. You have to make a decision sometime later this year. It's called a general election. And that decision, to a large extent, is going to be very critical for what happens in Trinidad and Tobago for the next 2 years. I didn't say that. The scientists are saying that. Thank you very much, Ms. Felix.
Thank you very much. And again, let me say good morning to all of you us on the YouTube channel. Remember, you can get us on YouTube, Iwer TV, and on Facebook, The Street 919 FM, on Facebook. Let me just say to everybody on the Facebook and YouTube, good morning. Too many names to call, but I'm seeing Miss New Village there and others. I say good morning to all of you. Yeah? So, Dominic, tell us what's going on. How was your weekend? Plenty money?
Discussion about money. Yeah.
So give us some of that discussion, yes?
That's the reason we are here again this morning. You know, and I think it's instructive that Mr. Chance used the word data, and I think data is really what is going to be driving this election campaign. But we need to be able to discern what is factual data and what is Cambridge Analytica data. And when you look at social media and some of the comments that are coming out primarily from the UNC camp, but also persons who you would think would know better, and who people respect and listen to, and they're on the airwaves, and they're on the they have these Facebook programs now, and they're doing their lives and so on, and people seem to be gravitating towards false data. Some reason it appeals to them. I don't know why. But it's important that the people have this data in making a decision, because what you don't want is that, you know, there's a term I used to use on my program, intellectually lazy, where rather than people go and do the research, and it's very simple to do, they run with whatever sounds appealing to them. And then they would make decisions based on that, only to regret it for the next 5 years. And we would, on Sunday, we would have exposed some of what the UNC is offering the population in terms of their National Economic Transformation Master Plan 2020-2025. And for those of us who may not be financially initiated, it might sound appealing. But when you really go deeper, as Mariano Brown surprisingly described it as pie in the sky. Yeah. And it's important that people should get a copy of this. If you don't have a hard copy, you can just go and Google it, UNC National Economic Transformation Plan, and it will come up so that you can read it for yourself, study it for yourself, and you know, take what it is that we would provide you on these programs going forward, so that you could, it will give you a better grounding for an analysis, that you could share that information with people. But not only that, is to be able to respond to some of the foolishness that we're seeing on Facebook and other social media platforms on a daily basis. And it also speaks to the issue of credibility, Sharon. And something...
Most important.
You know something, I hear people, and perhaps one of the most echoed sentiments right now here is that the government ain't doing nothing for the last 4 years, 5 years. The government ain't doing nothing for black people. And there are a lot of people who are buying into that narrative, unfortunately. We would have dispelled here on Sunday the issue that people talking about this government spend more money than the People's Partnership, and they spend over $300 billion already, and they have nothing to show for it. The issue is that from 2010 to 2015, you would recall there was a program called Voices Your Government Working For You.
Of course.
Yeah.
Across the road.
Across the road. One of the most annoying programs if the UNC cut a ribbon, they spend money on an ad to show you they cut a ribbon. They commission a standpipe, they have to show you, they create an ad for that. And that whole Voices Your Government Working For You program cost the state and the citizens, the taxpayers of this country over $50 million. What value did we get for that, right? Because it certainly didn't help them to win the election. And this government has chosen not to spend that kind of money on PR and propaganda. And while the work is being done, I think not enough people, or not enough is perhaps being done to highlight the amount of work that is being done.
Yes.
So imagine that Kamala Persad-Bissessar just 1 year ago mounted a Monday Night Forum platform and told her audience, this government hasn't built a single house in 4 years. When she held her press conference to respond to Dr. Rowley's Mind Your Business session, again she repeated that claim at her press conference. And what I found most amazing was that none of the reporters there challenged her on that, especially given the fact that some of them who were present there would have been present at the sword turning for some of these housing developments. They would have been there when keys were handed out. Further to that, there are people who sit in the UNC audience who are living in HTC houses that were built between 2016 and 2018 and know that she was being dishonest, but yet still they will continue to lift her up. Mr. Chance, and I can tell you in our constituency up in the east there, you have, for instance, Trust Trail lands, where when Rudal Munilal was Minister of Housing, he told us there were 1,204 houses ready for distribution. And when the media went, they find a load of gravel, a load of sand, and 2 by 2. That's all.
I remember that.
Yes.
I remember that.
Today, well over 200 housing units there that are occupied, right? Built by whom? So if it is Mrs. Persad-Bissessar is telling you that these houses, the government built no houses, well then I guess elves must be working with the government, that in the night time they just come and wave a wand and build these houses overnight. You also have River Run Through. I can't remember, I think it was renamed as well.
Dominic, as you say that, could I just quickly, now, you're making a very important point, and that is there are 3,000 houses, and just an idea, Trust Trail, Dabadi, Mahogany Court, Mount Hope, Pleasantville, Riverside North, Corinth, Harmony Hall.
Karina, I think.
Yes, Malabar Rima, Riverside North and South, Cypress Hill, River Run Through, Exchange Development, Olira Heights, Oasis Gardens, Fairfield, Viewfort. And these are just a number of places where houses have been built, and the government has distributed over 3,100 houses to date.
And a number of those developments that you would have just mentioned, Mr. Chance, would have been started under the Manning administration and would have been left abandoned for 5 years, 3 months, and 14 days by the People's Partnership.
That's right.
Napoyo Court in Malabar behind Larry Gomes.
Yes.
I know that when the PNM demitted office in 2010, there were several units that were almost complete. It was just simply a case of maybe putting in the doors and handing out keys. And I remember it was fenced around with galvanized and so on, and the People's Partnership left that abandoned, and soon enough, the pipers came and they took down the fence.
They were waiting for doors, you said, but somebody took out doors, windows, toilet set, everything.
All the fixtures.
They raped the houses.
Yes, all the fixtures. Today, not only is that development complete, but several additional housing units have been constructed there and keys handed out. And I always maintain that all of these units and these developments that were abandoned by the People's Partnership, that have now been completed by the PNM and keys handed out, all of these people could have been building equity in these housing units had it been completed and handed out since then. But instead, these people were renting, and that is money that they could have now had equity in these units that they could have used for different things to improve their.
Dominic, just break down the term equity so that they'll get a better understanding of what it is.
So that when they would have taken out the mortgage, as they pay their mortgage payments monthly and they pay down the debt, what the value of the home minus that from the what is left on the mortgage, and then that is the person's shareholding, if you want to put it that way, in the house.
Yes.
So it means that if the house is worth $1 million and you only have $250,000 or $300,000 left on your mortgage, you have equity of $700,000 that you could now assign as collateral to do many things, send your children to school, do some renovations, a lot of things.
That's the point.
Right? And these people would have lost some 5 years of an opportunity to build equity.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But they are now in houses that they could call their own, something that they could leave as a legacy for their children. But they love to say that, the African community, that they don't engage in legacy planning and so on. And this mentality that the PNM hasn't done anything for black people. And it seems to be a narrative that has gained traction, unfortunately. And people keep pushing that foolishness. But one of the things I always find interesting is that while the UNC would boast of all the things that they would have done between 2010 to 2015, one area they never touch on is housing. I've never heard them say we built 5,000 houses or 7,000 houses, as the case may be.
They can't say that.
They can't.
You know why they can't say that? Because the houses that they made there, they made sure to give it to who they want to.
Yes.
And very quietly they did that. So if they made an alarm, it would cause traction with people who knew that they have applied for houses. So they stood very quietly and tried to align the whole issue.
Yes.
So people not stupid.
Yeah.
Some
and
of
as
us.
I mentioned that, Sharon, I always recall that when Rudam Gunilal was challenging Kamla Prasad-Bisesa for the leadership of the UNC in 2015, I remember listening right on the station here when he had one of his campaign meetings and it was carried on the station. And he said, people in the UNC saying that I never do nothing for UNC people with respect to housing and I never give out houses. He said, but I gave a house to the son of the mayor of Chaguanas. And when it was time for the key distribution ceremony, I had to tell the fella, don't come up on stage because you're going to embarrass me. And they'll expose me. The son of the mayor of Chaguanas. Or at the mayor at that time, I saw him the other day and he driving a Mercedes-Benz. So clearly his son didn't need that house, eh?
Remember, there were a number of persons who got houses, were driving, how you call it? What is it? The Range Rovers.
Yes.
If you go drive around in some of the places, you see cars parked up.
Yes, and the reason
Remember,
for that,
these are low-cost houses.
that's the point I'm going to make. The reason for that is that when the UNC got into power, they moved the ceiling. The ceiling was 25,000. They moved it to 45,000.
So that they're
the
friends.
people, yes, the people who were in the what I would call a high income bracket, who did not need that cushion of money coming from the state. Because remember, it's the state providing that cushion for the low and middle income persons to be able to become homeowners. And that's an important thing according to Maslow. We need shelter. And the aspect of giving somebody shelter started since 1957 under Dr. Williams, That's a policy. And that's a point I've been making since last Sunday, that we must also understand that policies driven by data is what guides the PNM administration all the time. All the time. So the point we are making here, Dominic, is that some of these narratives, this is the reason why we started with the economy. Some of these narratives, we have to make sure we debunk them so that people understand. One of the things we're talking about is housing. We'll come back to that. But Dominic, when I got home on Sunday, quite a few people called me and they were very impressed with the program. And they asked me whether we could come back to the question of when we did a good, they felt that was we're quite happy with what you said, what you put forward to the public with respect to how Dr. Oli was able to move us from 3 days' money to a stage now where we are in at this present time. We have not gone to the IMF. We're not under IMF conditionalities where we have to send home public servants, where we have to reduce our social input towards our public or our old age pensioners and things like that. Those are conditionalities that you'd get from the IMF. The government has decided that we're going to make sure that these people are okay. But they also told me they wanted us to talk a little bit about the $15 billion that Dr. Rowley and his government did with respect to CLICO. And that in itself provided a cushion. So I thought, while you do that, I thought I will just bring to the attention of the public the fact that there were people in the UNC, in fact, a very prominent member of the UNC today, who held the position as chairman of the audit committee in that CLICO matter. And I have the exchange before me here. When he was in the inquiry, exactly what the questions to him were. And so the point we are making here now is that while the government of Trinidad and Tobago was seeking to recover your money, the people's money, there were persons trying to make sure it doesn't happen.
Yes.
And unfortunately, those persons were residing in the opposition. Let me say that again. Dr. Rowley was seeking to ensure that the taxpayers, your money, that money that was loaned to CLICO returns back to the public. And while that was happening, there were people who in the opposition bench now were seeking to ensure that happened. Let me share with you the conversation. The attorney, this is what took place in the CLICO inquiry. One of the attorneys was Justin Phelps. And he's speaking to Dr. Botiwari, who was chairman of the audit committee. Here the question he's asking him. The attorney is asking, he's talking to Dr. Tiwari. Did you at any time resign from the audit committee? Dr. Tiwari, I can't remember.
Yeah.
No, tell me. This is a man who was a doctorate. This is a man who went to university.
Principles of fairness.
Principles of fairness. Supposed to be a bright man when he sits on the you see him talking in parliament. But I can't remember. But I think it is fair to say that beyond those 2 meetings that we held, the audit committee never functioned. Imagine that, You have an audit committee. The man said the audit committee never functioned. Here the attorney again. When they retired and went off on their separate ways from the CLF, you remained sitting down on the board, didn't you? That's a question from the attorney. He's talking to both you. I'm not making this up, This is the question I've got in my archives. When they returned and went off on their separate ways from the CLICO, you remained sitting down on the board, didn't you? Here you are. Yes, I did. So what are you doing on the board? There are no committee.
The board was comfortable.
Yes. Here the next question. Why didn't you call for the reconstitution of the audit committee? That was the final question. Bruce, why didn't you call? You sitting there. There are no committee.
So he's sitting by himself.
By himself.
But there's a customary thing. One sit down in a room by yourself and sit down.
No, people. I'm quoting for what took place in inquiry, And the reason why I'm making this point to you is that those are the kind of obstacles Dr. Rowley's government had to treat with in order to get back your $15 billion that they loaned to them. $15 billion. And he was able to get it. I'm just showing you the type of obstacles, the kind of people putting a little thing in the ointment to make sure it doesn't happen. Here this question, the last one. Why didn't you call for the reconstitution of the audit committee? And the quote here is, after a long pause, looking stunned, he said, I can't remember that. I can't remember. That is Dr. Botiwari. And you see, you have to understand these things, These are the people who are seeking to come back to be the government of Trinidad and Tobago people. These are the people who, in many instances, were trying to put blockages here and there for us to get about $15 billion. So I thought that I would bring that back. The person asked for us to talk about that $15 billion that he, Dr. Rowley, championed on your behalf. Because that's not his money. That's not government money. That $15 billion is your money. And he took everything to court. And today, we can see we cushioned Trinidad and Tobago with $15 billion to put our economy in a better footing. Thank you very much, Tommy.
And if Wendell was here, he'd have give you order. He would have got deeper into it.
Yes.
You know that. But Trinidad and Tobago, we're here with Mr. Chance and Dominic. And we're having our discussions. Because here what? Sometime coming soon, the elections will be called. The date will be announced. Sometime. And you have to be very careful what you do. Who you do it with. So we're here to give you information and facts. not fiction. And the choice is yours. Do not be fooled. Because trust me, they come in hard and fast. I never see some people will do anything for power. Anything, you know. But Cambridge Analytica is at its work.
Yes.
I want you all to remember
Oh,
that.
yes. Oh, yes.
We had the no vote campaign.
Yes.
We had all the fake news coming in forefront. We have the protests.
Yes.
Watch at it. Go back to the video. Look at it. Think about it.
Yes.
But Dominic, could we, the last day we ended on the point where we were looking at Mrs. Bisessa's roadmap, and we touched on the impact of dealing with TSTT. We saw TNTech.
Yes.
We saw TSTT. We saw WASA. And Dominic, we saw HDC. Those are areas that seem as though they're looking to privatize. Dominic, could we touch on those areas that they're looking to privatize?
We have a minute and some seconds to the
Okay, so we
ads.
could come back.
So when we come back, we want you to go back into that to tell them, because the people don't understand what
consequences
are the consequences for privatizing these different agencies. They don't understand. So Trinidad and Tobago, hold your calls at 6:39 a.m. Today is the 1st of July, 2020. You know, I have a lot of July near me. Isaiah is on the 4th. My big son is the 6th.
And I'm the 27th.
Oh, God.
I'm the day.
Iwer George is the 12th. Somewhere there. A lot of July people I know around me. Lots of you. Lots of you. So Trinidad and Tobago, we'll be back. Don't shift your dial.
Let's talk on the street.
The official station that defends the nation. Get interactive with the Street 919 FM.
All day, every day. See us all live on our Facebook page.
Share and comment on our shows.
Like our page.
Chat with our live on-air announcers.
The Street 919's Facebook page.
Live and interactive all day, every day. The Street 919 FM.
Come talk with us.
This is Pastor Charles from the Upper Room Ministry. Tune into the Street 91.9 FM every Wednesday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. for a time of prayer and intercession. I want you to know that we are going to have a TIME time in the presence of God, lifting up our nation, lifting up our families in prayer. I'm looking forward to, my God, for you to join with me. Praise God, every Wednesday, praise God, praying for our nation, praying for our families, praying for our children. Join with me every Wednesday at 12 midnight. Tune into the Street 91.9 FM. God bless you.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
Every child is incredibly intelligent. Parents, reach higher. Be stronger. Join Olive Reyes Clark, producer of the IBG line of educational products, right here every Thursday morning at 11:15. Get the genius out of the children. Hear how you can work with the IBG phonic program and see your children learn at least 200 times fast. Remember, IBG guarantees rapid progress for champions to turn this nation around. It's right here on 91.9 FM every Thursday morning at 11:15. For more info, call 336-3896 or 725-READ.
Enagic changed your water, changed your life. Enagic water purifier, one machine, 5 types of water. Enagic makes strong Kangen water with an 11.5 pH. Kangen water with 8.5 to 9.5 pH, healthy drinking and cooking water. Clean water with 7.0 pH. Beauty water for skin, hair, and plants with a 6.0 pH. Strong acid water with a 2.5 pH. This water is known to disinfect, kill viruses and bacteria. Listen to the Street 919 FM with Pastor Alkaline John every Tuesday from 11:05 a.m. to noon and every Wednesday from 8:05 p.m. to 9 p.m. as he talks to you weekly about how to improve your quality of life through purifying and drinking water. For more information, call or WhatsApp Pastor John at 516-286-7079.
We know the street because we talk to the street.
Come talk with us on the Street 919 FM.
All right, so we are back. And of course, you can see us live on your Facebook page, The Street 919 FM. Please share the live. Don't be stingy. Don't be selfish and stingy. Please share the lives to your friends and family and let them know what's happening right now on The Street 919 FM. You can also find us on the YouTube channel, Iwer TV, and see us live there. But don't be stingy and selfish. Share the live. All right? Good. Yes, Mr. Chance and Dominic.
Yes, so, well, Ms. Felix, I think that, Dominic, this session we're doing and the people are getting so much information and data from you. I'm wondering whether you can just very quickly, before we get on to the areas where we examine this cablematic, as you call it, cablematic roadmap.
Yeah.
That roadmap that takes us nowhere, anywhere, somewhere, but we're not sure where it is taking us. Anywhere, somewhere, nowhere, That is a roadmap that we don't know where we're going, So, but before we just go there seems to be an interest in paying a little attention to the NIF, because perhaps some people need to hear it again. Just as we spoke about what happened with the $15 billion with Clico,
right.
There seems to be some interest before we go on to this roadmap where we're going to talk about where she's talking about scrapping the revenue authority, scrapping property tax, and privatizing the HDC and TSTT, all of that, all them kind of thing would involve people.
Right.
Before we go there, let's talk for 2 minutes about this NIF program so people understand what Dr. Early did in terms of making sure that the ordinary people, the small man on the ground, get involved in investment. That's an important thing for the small man,
Indeed.
to invest in something. Just give us a little clue into that for me, please.
And well, in a nutshell, what the government was able to do was to utilize the assets of Clico.
That's right.
To provide the citizens with an opportunity to benefit from the interest earnings and the dividend income that the different companies and Clico is generating. Because, Mr. Trans, the government didn't have to create NIF. They could have simply said, well, okay, these companies are now under the control of the government by virtue of the whole bailout plan, and all of the income that is generated from these companies, the government will just take it and put it into the consolidated fund because we are owed, and we would use it to pay down the debt that is owed to the people. But it would not have been able to directly impact the people in terms of dollars and cents in your pocket.
Yes, so the small man,
yes,
we have been into that at all.
Correct.
We get the money from Clico, we get the assets from Clico,
yes,
and we put it down there,
right,
and we use that as some kind of basis for moving forward. But instead of that, they decided to get the small man involved.
Correct. And so they would have used some of the more profitable companies in the NDCL Financial Group and put them together basically in one basket, and would have offered units to the average citizen so that you could now come and buy in this, invest your money, and you would be able to collect dividends every 6 months, right? Similar to well, most people would tend to put their money in places like the banks, the unit trust, the credit union, and they get a little bit shares and so on from the credit union. They get some interest from the banks, but really and truly the interest rate environment in this country has been seriously depressed over the last few years. And it's not necessarily that banks can't pay higher interest rates, but coming out of that, again, that whole Clico issue, people were indoctrinated to believe that if interest rates are in a certain bracket, if you're getting an institution offering you interest rates in a particular bracket that is higher than what the rest of the market offers, you should run from that. Because that's basically what was taking place at Clico. They were offering interest rates that were way above what the rest of the market were offering, and that should have been an indication to the population, hey, you need to be a little bit careful. And one of the questions that had to be asked at that time was, if it is Clico could go to the bank and get a loan for an interest rate that was less than what they were paying, why weren't they doing that? And clearly it was because the banks felt that they were a bit of a risk. But with the National Investment Fund now, people would have taken their money. Some of them, if you have that money, sit down in a fixed deposit for donkey years. Your granny leaves something for your parents, left a little something for a little kakada for you, and you find that it's not making the kind of interest that you want. Could have invested in National Investment Fund.
What was the interest in the NIF?
I think the last payout for the last 6 months would have been somewhere well over 100. Was about 120 million.
Imagine
that was paid out in
imagine
dividends.
That people, $120 million in dividend, and that we're talking about there. That money went to small man,
Yes.
That money went to ground people, The people who invested in it.
Yes.
This is how the people who invested in the unit trust.
And it was oversubscribed as well.
Oversubscribed.
Yeah.
So as we said on Sunday, the people who condemn it, if they had come on, it would not no space for them. Or is it that they didn't get an opportunity to get in?
Yes.
So they stay outside and bad talk it? Probably. Maybe. You might never know.
Wasn't that the same thing that the opposition leader called a Ponzi scheme,
Correct.
Dominic?
Correct, she said.
What's a Ponzi scheme, Dominic?
For that. That is basically an investment where they would take the money of each tier of investors and use it to pay interest for the previous one. So let's say if you come in at the bottom, so you're the first set of investors and you bring in your money. The next set of investors that come in after you, we will take their deposits and pay you and give you the impression that the fund we're investing in is doing so well and you're making money. And so it's like a pyramid.
That's right.
The more people that come in, we will keep using the investments of the previous group to pay the one before that. And
so what you were trying to tell us, it got bust, right?
Yes. Yes.
That was you to, and it bust, Dominic?
No, it didn't.
Up to now, people get in, and I don't want to say my business, but I in it too.
Yes.
So yes, Dominic, I thought that was very, very important information.
Yes.
But let us now move on to the areas where this lady is giving us this roadmap that is taking us nowhere. Somewhere, anywhere, but certainly not in a destination where the people of Trinidad and Tobago will benefit significantly.
Yes.
Anywhere, nowhere, somewhere, but not at a place where the people of Trinidad and Tobago will benefit.
Right.
And she's talking about possibly privatizing WASA, privatizing TEDTech, privatizing TSTT, and unfortunately, privatizing HDC. Dominic, talk, boy.
Yes. But before I touch that, let me just give the people, those of you who would have taken chain up from Gamla and didn't invest in NIF, let me give you an idea as to what you lost out on, right? So that if you still have your money in the bank and you're getting 0.5%, or every time you get your bank statement, you're seeing you get 12 cents interest, but they take out $15 in service charge, you look for that. Because if you had invested in the NIF, in the 5-year bonds, you would have been getting 4.5% on your money. If you had invested in the 12-year bonds, you would have gotten 5.7% interest on your money. And the 20-year bonds, you would have been getting 6.6% interest on your money. Now, that's a far cry from what it is Dukaran offered the people in 2010 when they came in with the Clico bonds. It says zero. Nothing, nada. Yeah. The same thing they told public servants. Yeah. 0. And then they came, take 5% and wine to the side. Marat Munilal. Yes.
The favorite words.
Yes.
Go down in the history. Best Parliament Calypsonian.
So people, you understand that I'm sure we are connecting with you with these money matters. We're talking money matters, and what Dominic just said to us is that here you have a situation where the government-backed NIF is giving you 4.5%, 6%, and things like that.
Yeah.
Whereas
Guaranteed.
in the bank you're getting 0.5%.
Yes.
Trinidad and Tobago, the news is up next. But before the news, we have the ads. Then we go into the news. When we come back, more talk. Hold your calls. I want you to get all your information. Take your copious notes. So when you call in, you're hitting us straight on the head. Do not shift your dial. The ads up. And then we go into the news at 7, sponsored by B-Mobile. Life is on.
We know the streets because we talk to the streets.
Come talk with us on the Street 919 FM. Get interactive with the Street 919 FM.
All day, every day. See us all live on our Facebook page.
Share and comment on our shows.
Like our page.
Chat with our live on-air announcers.
The Street 919's Facebook page.
Live and interactive all day, every day. The Street 919 FM.
Come talk with us.
Hey guys, it's Aisha Wells here. Listen up. If you're considering selling or renting your house in Trinidad and Tobago, then call Keelan George with O'Neill's Real Estate Group. He's a good friend of mine and he's been in the business for over 6 years. First, selling real estate in Atlanta, Georgia, and now right here in Trinidad and Tobago. He has a strategic online marketing presence that actually attracts thousands of home buyers and renters. Plus, with his home selling advice and techniques, he's getting homes sold really fast. Keelan will actually guarantee you sell your home, or get this, you can cancel the listing agreement and pay nothing at any time. That's right, you heard me, nothing at any time. Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, people. Check out www.o'neillrealestatetT.com. O'Neill is spelled O-N-E-I-L, or just call Keelan direct at 363-4030. That's 363-4030.
The Ranch at C3 Center and Trinity Mall is back to serve you with the best barbecue in the East and South. Original sauces and value for money. Opening hours Monday to Saturdays 10 a.m. Closing 8 p.m. at C3 Center and 9 p.m. at Trinity Mall. Sundays 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get your barbecue chicken, lamb, fish, burgers, jerk chicken, chili wings, and a wide variety of sides to choose from. Check us out, The Ranch.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills pills, and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
Happy Hour is back at Jenny's on the Boulevard. This time, we're not offering 10%, but 30% off drinks. Monday to Thursday, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Get 30% off beers, Carib, Stag, Caribbean, Guinness, and Heineken. 30% off rum, White Oak, Black Label, Absolute Vodka, and Blue Vodka. 30% off cocktails, margaritas, mojitos, Jenny's Long Island Iced Tea, and daiquiris. Also enjoy 10% discount every Friday and Saturday on sushi. And guess what? Our COVID specials remain. Ask for specials on takeout. Specials include 12% off all government ministry orders, 20% off desserts. Choose from our famous Chinese-style express buffet, the American menu, burgers, ribs, and more. Italian menu, pasta, and more. Feel like dining? Our in-house dining is back. Visit Jenny's on the Boulevard today. And do not forget to ask for specials. Opening daily between the hours of 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Call us today at 625-1807, 395-3757, or 488-8800. Jenny's on the Boulevard for all your Chinese, American, and Italian needs.
Come talk with us. Realest News, Hard Talk, Real Talk on the Street, 919 FM.
All right, so Trinidad and Tobago, that was our ads. And we're getting ready for a news sponsored by B-Mobile. Life is on in the next minute or so. And just to let you know, you're live this morning on the Street 919 FM with Mr. Neville Chance and Dominic Romaine. Bruce Wayne, that's Jason Thomas, and yours truly, Sharon Felix. And of course, you can see us live in studio. And I'm asking you to share the live. Don't be selfish. Share your live from the Street 919 FM to your profile. And that's on Facebook. And of course, you can go on YouTube and log on to Iwer TV. So Trinidad and Tobago, information galore. We have walking encyclopedias here with us today. So we're getting ready for the news, and we'll be right back.
Street, the official station that defends the nation.
Over the past few months, life as we know it has changed. We continue to discover new things, how to unmask creativity, and how to quarantine our differences. We're attending concerts from our bedrooms, giving the earth a vacation and learning beyond the classroom. As we journey through this together, let's never forget all the reasons to keep believing things will get better. Be connected. Be positive. Be mobile.
News from the street, 919fm.com. Here's what's happening.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Sharon Felix.
And I'm Jason Thomas.
And this is our 7 a.m. major newscast brought to you courtesy B-Mobile. Life is on. In the headlines, Trinidad and Tobago under heavy police surveillance for the next 48 hours. The Attorney General comments on shots being fired at his ministry. The Police Complaints Authority is concerned over the rise of police killings, and internationally,
Iran issues arrest warrant for Donald Trump over drone strike that killed its top Iranian general in January.
And now for the details. Police Commissioner Gary Griffith says Trinidad and Tobago will be under heavy police surveillance for the next 48 hours. Following fiery protests in Port of Spain and several other parts of the country yesterday, Griffith assured the public that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is in full control. Griffith said 72 people were arrested in yesterday's civil unrest over the recent police shooting that left 3 people dead. In a statement issued on Tuesday, the police commissioner noted that a pregnant woman was killed in the demonstration and said that investigations are underway into her cause of death. Griffith also confirmed that the police was shot at in the different parts of the city. The top cop stated that the TTPS remains at red alert and that operations will continue to restore calm in the country. In other news, Attorney General Faris Al-Wari commented on the bullet that hit his ministry on Tuesday morning. He said, "This is not the first time he has had attacks on the Attorney General's office or the first time he has been targeted." Al-Wari confirmed that at about 8:30 a.m. Tuesday, there were shots at his office at the corner of London and Richmond Street, Port of Spain. And because of the trajectory at which the shots were fired, a bullet entered on the 3rd floor. He said the bullet went through 2 panes of glass and lodged into an empty cubicle where someone was previously sitting, but luckily no one was hurt. Al-Wari believed he was targeted in the incident. Furthermore, the Police Complaints Authority has stated that the number of people killed by police in the last year has risen by 86%, a figure that is of concern. Director of Authority David West says for this year, 43 people have already been killed by the police, the majority being Afro-Trinidadians. West said these shootings have occurred primarily in the Northeastern Division, with 32 of these incidents occurring between January to June. West assured that full, fair and thorough independent investigations are being conducted into all reported incidents of alleged police misconduct. The latest police shootings involved the death of Joel Jacob, Israel Clinton, and Noel Diamond. And now for a look at international news with Jason Thomas.
Iran has issued an arrest warrant for U.S. President Donald Trump over the drone strike that killed a top Iranian general in January. Trump is one of 36 people Iran has issued arrest warrants for in relation to the death of Qasem Soleimani, commander of the Islamic Revolution Guard Corps. Iran officials said Trump would be prosecuted as soon as he stands down presidency after his term ends. The Trump administration has said it viewed Soleimani as a ruthless killer, and the U.S. president told reporters in January that the general should have been taken out by previous presidents. That was a look at our international news for this morning.
Thank you, Jason Thomas. And now for a look at the weather. For the period today until midnight, Trinidad, Tobago and the Windward Islands, sunny and breezy conditions are expected despite a few cloudy spells, accompanied by showers, 1 or 2 heavy at times. There is a 30% low chance of the isolated thunderstorm during the afternoon. Tonight will be settled despite a few light lingering showers. Saharan dust concentration will increase from this afternoon, reaching unhealthy levels as night progresses. Persons susceptible to this should take the necessary precautions. Gusty winds and street flooding may occur in the vicinity of heavy showers or thunderstorms. The leewards, partly cloudy to cloudy conditions are expected with light to moderate showers in varying localities and heavy showers or thunderstorms in few areas. Gusty winds may accompany heavy showers or thunderstorms. Conditions will become settled during the afternoon with a few lingering showers overnight. Seas slight to moderate, waves 1 meter in open waters, less than 1 meter in sheltered areas. It is currently 32 degrees Celsius in Piarco and 32 degrees Celsius in Crown Point. And now for a recap of our headlines. Trinidad and Tobago under heavy police surveillance for the next 48 hours. The Attorney General comments on shots being fired at his ministry. The Police Complaints Authority is concerned over the rise of police killings. And internationally,
Iran issues arrest warrant for Donald Trump over a drone strike that killed its top Iranian general in January.
You've just heard the 7 a.m. national newscast brought to you courtesy B-Mobile. Life is on. Stay tuned for Tobago News at 9. I am Sharon Felix.
And I'm Jason Thomas.
To have a wonderful day.
Looking for real data freedom? Bring your number and enjoy the best of 4G LTE on B-Mobile. Get a free 30-day trial with free data, free WhatsApp, free talk, free text, and more. Plus, get 50% off your next 3 months. Check us online or in-store.
News from the street. News from the street. 919fm.com.
Doctor tell you to give me. Give me the ticket when the doctor order me. Give me the ticket. You know it's important. Give me the ticket.
All right, so Trinidad and Tobago, we are back. That was on news at 7. Courtesy B-Mobile Life is on. And just to give you some information, the ranch. Check out the ranch at C3 Center and Twin City Mall. They are back to serve you. Barbecue chicken, lamb, fish, burger, jerk chicken, chili wings, and a wide variety of sides to choose from. Opening hours Monday to Saturday 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. C3 Center. Monday to Saturday 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Twin City Mall. And Sunday 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. All right, so that's the ranch at C3 Center and Twin City Mall. And of course, guys, Iwer Stage. Our lineup for this week, the series of virtual concert is on again. Check out this week's lineup. Thursday, that's tomorrow, 2nd July, Pan Night with Johan Chakiri. Friday, 3rd July, Calypso Night, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., 1 hour of Lord Kitchener. Music, that is Lord Kitchener, sweet music, followed by Sugar Aloes. On Saturday, 4th of July, you see Sugar Aloes good by itself. That is a big concert. On Saturday, 4th of July, Snakey and Trisha Hamilton. Sunday, 5th of July, Comedy Cook-Up. Iwer Stage would be streaming live from Instagram at Iwer George and The Street 919 FM. Facebook, Neil Iwer George and The Street 919 FM. YouTube, Iwer George and Street Online Trinidad. This concert is free But if you wish to make a donation to our guests, you are free to do so on fundmetnt.com. Don't forget to tune in and be part of these dynamic series of concerts. Iwer stage one-on-one with the artists, supported by Tuco, taking care of our business through our music. Pantry and Bagel, a new store, Lady Hills Avenue, San Fernando. Flamboyant is now back to serve you next to 3J's Supermarket on Monroe Road, 2 minutes from Highway. Get your tasty roti with home-style curry crab and dumpling, bacon shack, and so much more. Call to order 223-5200. Get better TV with direct prepaid and watch the best shows from anywhere in Trinidad and Tobago. Just pick up your direct TV prepaid box at the nearest supermarket, install it yourself, and activate with WhatsApp to get access to the best shows. Formatted, window orphan control. That's direct TV. So Trinidad and Tobago, don't forget changes of hours at the Eastern Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited. We'd like to advise its members of the following change of office hours for all branches: Sandy Grande, Arima, Tunapuna, St. Joseph, Port of Spain, Chacona, San Fernando, and Tobago. Monday to Thursday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., Friday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., and return, and it reopens from 3 and on a Friday. You open at 8, you close at 1, close for lunch, I say so, and then you reopen at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Please note that the Bartaria branch remains closed at this time in adherence with social distancing protocols. We apologize for any inconveniences caused and encourage members to utilize call center online access by downloading our mobile app from Google Play Store for Android or iTunes for Apple users, and our ATM link service, which are all available to maintain ample social distancing during this time. Global Galaxy, an all-new Global Galaxy app is ready for business owners worldwide. Uphold your content, videos, memes, and menus. Global Galaxy is great for marketing to bring more traffic into your business, and it's free. You hear that? It's free. Download the apps to see all the participating restaurant, hotels, boat rides, and more. Business owners log in at our website, www.globalgalaxy.com, and register to get visible to everyone using the app. Download the Global Galaxy app on both Android and iOS devices. And of course, get more entertainment, get more speed, and with 50% off your installation and first month's subscription, it's so much more than you bargained for. Switch today. Did you sell? There with you. So Trinidad and Tobago, that was housekeeping. Everybody know what I mean. So we go back to our guests, Mr. Chance and Mr. Dominic. Yeah. And it's 7:14 a.m.
Yes, Dominic, I think that according to Ms. Felix, that we are getting close to the time when we want to get the callers. But I think this is a very important part of our discourse this morning, which we initiated on Sunday. And what are the consequences? And I think people need to understand that the decision you have to make later this year, there are some consequences. Things could happen to you and your family about the decisions you make. So it's not just go in and do something. You have to think, you have to understand what you're doing. And that is our purpose here, to give you the information so you'll be able to make the decision based on data, based on fact, and based on information. From your knowledge, you're a man who's well tuned in the finance and things like that. What are the consequences? What could happen to the ordinary man in the street when these areas of life are privatized? We're talking about WASA, we're talking about TSTT, we're talking about TNTech, and we're talking about HDC. Yes, Mr. Romain.
Right. So I think we know that the primary economic motive of the private sector is profit, right? Above all else. you have a responsibility to your shareholders. People don't invest money in losing companies. They expect that if it is that they invest their hard-earned money, they want to get a proper return. And therefore, that is the overriding motive of the management of all said companies. And they would do whatever it takes in order to cut expenditure to maximize profits. And so you would find one of the main reasons why the labor movement, the trade unions, are so opposed to the privatization of state enterprises is because the first thing that is on the chopping block is employment, right? You cut numbers.
Job loss.
That's one of the biggest overhead expenses,
That's
employment,
right.
because aside from having to pay salaries, you would find that, especially if it's a unionized environment, they would want to make demands for other things like a health plan, as we see happening now with the nurses. They may want to get certain benefits, uniform, bonuses, all of these different things that would impact on the company's bottom line.
Yes.
And so the best way to minimize that is to reduce your staff complement, and more so as we see coming out of this whole COVID-19 experience where companies are investing in technology to reduce the number of persons that they have employed.
So job loss.
Yes. That's the first thing, right? And we saw it with TSTT, and I've always made the point that while people want to beat up on the government and blame them for the retrenchment, the fact of the matter is TSTT is 51% owned by government and 49% owned by a private entity called Cable and Wireless. And therefore, Cable and Wireless has a responsibility to their shareholders. And while it is that the state, with their 51%, may be inclined to say, well, our overriding motive is to provide employment, at the end of the day, Cable and Wireless has a responsibility to provide profits to their shareholders. And they too have representation on the board, and they have a say. And if you look at a lot of the territories where Cable and Wireless operates, over the last 5 years or so, they have been downsizing their staff complement in almost all the companies that they have a stake. And I don't know why people think that Trinidad would have been any different, right? And so one of the pillars that the UNC has advocated in their economic transformation plan speaks to the issue of privatization, speaks to the issue of bringing in the private sector to manage state enterprises, right? And they have stated categorically, and again, we encourage people to go and get a copy of this document if you haven't already done so. You don't have a hard copy, you could just go and Google it, the UNC's Economic Transformation Plan. And it says here that the state would want to, following consultations, a new UNC government will review, assess, and determine and make determinations on which state enterprises they would want to continue to hold on behalf of the people, which would serve the country better if they were out of the government's hands, which would do better as public-private partnerships. And we would also, they said, gradually divest selected non-strategic state enterprises. We will gradually reduce the level of state ownership or remove government from several state enterprises which have no strategic national importance or are a financial drain and have no prospect of viability.
So, Dominic, what it means is that once they follow up on this plan and you have this big privatization process,
yes,
when you are retrenched, it's not the government retrenching you, right? No, the name of the private company,
yes,
Baldew Singh and Sons, right? That is who retrench you, right?
Yes.
So it's not the government that retrench you.
No.
And that is the thing you must understand, you know, people. When these companies move into the privatization process and all the retrenchment and all that confusion takes place, when you lose your job because they are fine-tuning it so that you can increase their profit margin. A lot of times government in various areas, like in HEC, the greater concern is the social aspect. But with private sector is interest.
Right.
And so that now that you place yourself in this position, when you are retrenched, it is not the government retrenching.
No.
Okay, Dominic, please go ahead.
Right. So they say we will step away from government interference in these state enterprises and negotiate performance contracts with successful private companies to ensure that these entities are run efficiently while government receives payments through taxes and dividends from profits.
But who are these private companies they're thinking about, Dominic?
Right.
Who are they? Tell me, talk now.
Yeah, well, we know who you know.
But tell us, who we know. But
I am very curious.
I want to know who are these people?
Yes.
Where they coming from?
Right.
Abroad?
I doubt it.
Local?
Because, because what I found interesting is that shortly after Mrs. Prasad Bissessa would have delivered this as her response to the budget, the private sector, when the usually after the budget is read, they would have these different breakfast meetings and so on with the chambers and so on. And one of the things that came out of that was the members of the private sector was telling the government, get out of business, leave business to us. That is not all your business, right? That is what we do. Come out of that, stop competing with us. Let us run the thing. And so clearly what the UNC is doing is, well, as you just said, Mr. Chance, if it is that we pass it over to them, don't blame us because we didn't fire you. These the people who are running the companies are the ones that are going to cost you your jobs. But what I find interesting is, and I come back to this line, we will gradually reduce the level of state ownership or remove government from several state enterprises which have no strategic national importance or are a financial drain and have no prospect of viability. Right? Now, Mr. Chance, let's for a moment look at Petrotrin. Petrotrin was deemed to be a financial, well, not Petrotrin per se, but the refinery, a financial drain on the treasury, right? And so here it is that the UNC in this document recognizes that there are state enterprises that are financial drain on the treasury. And what they are advancing to treat with it is to either shut it down, privatize it, move away from it altogether, right? The state may want to, they would decide which ones they want to continue with on behalf of the people. This is a clear case of hypocrisy. Clear case of hypocrisy. Because the government took a decision to restructure Petrotrin, right? And they had to make a decision with respect to the refinery because it was being a drain on the treasury.
Losing $2 billion a year, Dominic?
And they had a big issue with that. But here, we are reading it here. The other issue with it, you know what that reminds me of? Ron Sanders, but when I feel I come as a MP or the Prime Minister, I will bring back Sanders. So Sanders is a pot or stool or stone that you can move from here to there and bring it back whenever you feel like it. These people good, you know. Who overloaded Wasser? Huh? Who overloaded
Following Mr.
TNT?
Manning when Mr. Manning...
Come on, Trinidad and Tobago, let's be wise.
Yes.
So what you're saying to us now, you're going to privatize these companies because you don't want to be responsible to not take back some of the workers that you put there. Good.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't born yesterday, no?
Yeah. But I think what is instrumental here is that the so-called men and women of letters who may have the air of the UNC, you need to ask them. So what was the rationale for this particular thing that you felt you needed to put it in here? And what state enterprises? Because you can't tell me you're going to wait until you get in to decide. You must have an idea now. So what state enterprises have you identified that you're going to move away from?
That's right.
That you're going to close down? That you're going to privatize? Let us know from now.
Yes.
Because people don't want to know that, okay, I vexed with the PNM because I didn't get a house, or I vexed with the PNM because whatever is the reason, and then you vote for them, they come into office, and then 6 months later, down the road, the company that you work for is shut down, and you don't have a job, right? So they need to tell the people what enterprises have you identified.
Let us ask
that you have in your sights in order to be treated within this manner.
Madam Opposition Leader, who you're going to privatize? Wasa? I want the people, are you hearing me? We want to know from now who you're going to privatize. Wasa, TNTech, TSTT, and HDC. I want to talk about HDC. That's the question, people. When they come to you, sorting your vote, ask them who they're going to, because they're telling you it in black and white. Dominic is reading it from black and white. That's why he's reading it. So that you understand that he's reading it. They are saying they are going to privatize these places. But we want to know who, which one of them. They give us a whole list of them. And then they will pick and choose. But tell us from now, because you have done the study, you have done the work, which one of them you're going to privatize. Yes, Dominic.
And then to come into the issue of the HDC, Mr. Chance, and we could, one of the most glaring examples is Victoria Keys.
Yes.
In Diego Martin.
Yes.
Constructed under the Manning administration, right? That was intended to provide, as I like to say it, a sea view for the lower income people, right?
Yes.
I don't know if it is somebody in the UNC probably find, well, nah, that view too good for the lower income individuals.
Yes.
Right. So they set their sights on Victoria Keys.
Yes.
And they converted the apartments and so on. And they increased the ceiling, income ceiling from 25 to 45, as you would have pointed out earlier.
Yes.
Right? Now, you tell me, that was an HDC project, right?
Yes.
But you put in swimming pool, and you put in preferred parking,
Yes.
and you put in gym, and concierge service, and for who? For the low income? That the HDC was intended to provide housing for? Seriously? And therefore, that is more of that you can expect. Because if it is that they were to hand over housing construction to the private sector, right? And you leave it up to them to now market their houses, what do you think going to happen, Mr. Jones?
Well, Dominic, what happened from 1957 was that the low-income people were not getting shelter.
Right.
The low-income people, and that is the reason why from 1957, Dr. Williams, the first prime minister, the first political leader, the man who was the father of the nation, he recognized that as a serious factor, particularly impacting on the low-income people, and particularly people of African descent who had no land and no house. And from 1957, he introduced that policy to provide some kind of state-supported housing for these people. So now we are going to move away from that. And the people must understand this point, Dominic, that when we move away from that, the business of the state giving you a support for getting housing, shelter, which is an important part of anybody's life. You want to have a roof over your head. And this is what this government, this opposition, is seeking to move that roof from under your head, from on top of your head. They're seeking to move it because they want to privatize it. And that will remove you away from getting a little kick start, so that you'll get your house. That's the question we're asking them. Are you going to privatize HDC? So many thousands of people who have been getting their housing and their shelter because of this little cushion and support from the government will be wiped off from it, because it's now going to be for persons who are within their certain financial framework. Not so, Dominic?
Correct.
And that's the most critical thing for me. Because shelter is an important aspect of life. You know what it is? That provides an opportunity for you to develop your family life, where you have your children and you grow up a family life. It is a means whereby you develop generational wealth. So when you pass on as an individual, you can say, I'm leaving that for me, this son, and it move on to the family. They call it generational wealth. And what happens over time, that wealth increases, because the value of the home increases over time. And you develop generational wealth. So it might cost 1 million today, and 10 years it will be 5 million. Those are the questions you've got to answer yourself when you go to make your vote, when you have to give your vote. Those are serious things. It's not only about red and yellow, not about music. It's about making that decision based on certain directions that the party is pointing you. This administration, UNC, is telling you we're going to privatize this. What Dominic has just given us, what are the consequences for privatization? Dominic, before we close off, let us talk about scrapping the Revenue Authority and the property tax before we let them come back in.
I'm Lester Sublal, inviting you to join me on the first, second, and third Saturday, 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. for the program Slow Gospel Music, and on the fourth and fifth Saturday from 8:30 p.m. for an extended version of Slow Gospel Music on Street 91.9 FM.
But wait, who's sending me this text? Hurricane warning, be prepared? Denzel, stop washing the car! A hurricane coming!
Mona, calm down. We just need to prepare. We must stock batteries and candles and charge our emergency lights in case we lose power.
That means we have to arrange a backup supply for Daddy respirator.
Yes, and before the storm hits, we must unplug all our electrical equipment. If we need to evacuate, remember to shut off the electricity at the main panel.
Yes, because here there's flood. Come, let us move the appliances upstairs. Come.
Us, okay.
Wait! Denzel, don't unplug them thing with your wet hand. Yourself.
Yes, Mona.
This hurricane season, when preparing for an emergency, don't forget your electricity. Geotech, the power to make it work.
Mohammed's Bookstore Associates Limited with branches at Gulfview, Link Road, High Street, San Fernando, number 26 Eastern Main Road in Tunapuna, Henry Street in Port of Spain, and West Mall, West Mooring. At Mohammed's Bookstore, you can check out our specials on textbooks, stationery, school supplies, school uniforms, children's storybooks, puzzles of all sizes, and many more. You can query your book list and get an email when your books arrive. New titles for SEA students, developing critical thinking for SEA math pupils books and solution teachers books. Right on point. Creative Writing SEA by Alicia McLean. Creative Writing Simplified for upper primary and Language Arts Simplified for upper primary. Lots of SEA practice books for sale for 1/3 of the retail price. Others are much less. Bring Mohammed's Bookstore closer to you as everything now is at your fingertips as you can log on to our website on www.mohammedsbookstore.com. Opening hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mondays to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Fridays, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturdays, and 8 a.m. to noon on Sunday. Call us today at our Tunapuna branch at 647-7355, our San Fernando branch at 657-1012, our West Moorings branch at 637-6551, our Gulfview branch at 657-9613, and our Port of Spain branch at 627-3341. Like and follow our page on Facebook at Mohammed's Bookstore and on Instagram at Mohammed's Bookstore.
Technology just went a step further with Global Galaxy app. The Global Galaxy app shows you where the hotspots are when looking for a good time. Looking for something new? This app is going to resolve all that for you. It allows you to see a live projection of the amount of people in a specific club, restaurant, hotel, boat ride, and more. Showing you menus, reviews, specials, and much more. Global Galaxy is worldwide and allows business owners to upload their content, videos, memes, and menus. Global Galaxy app is also a very good marketing strategy to allow more traffic in your establishment and is available free for both Android and iOS devices. So, any user that downloads this app sees all participating restaurants, hotels, boat rides, and wherever you would like to go. Business owners just have to log in at our website, www.globalgalaxy.com, and register on the website. And you would have an admin section where you would be able to manage the visual of those who would be using the app. As long as you install the app and check into a participating outlet, gives you a prompt to check in anonymously. So please don't be alarmed. You would not be informed of whom would be at the establishment. It just gives you a quantitative live feed so that you would know exactly where you would like to go and how many people are there. Download the app today. Global Galaxy app available for both Android and iOS devices.
Are you looking for a home care aid for an elderly parent? Maybe you're looking for a nanny or babysitter for your children. Are you looking for a housekeeper or cleaner for your home or office? Then Helping Hands Home Care is the place for you. We provide qualified home care aid, nannies, babysitters, housekeepers, and cleaners at reasonable prices. We work so you don't have to. Just send us your budget and schedule and we'll make it happen. Are you trained in home care? Do you have experience in caring for the elderly, disabled, or children? Or maybe you want to earn extra money cleaning homes and offices? Then be part of our team. We want you. Contact us today, WhatsApp or call 4838741 to sign up. We are Helping Hands Home Care. Helping Hands Home Care. The home is where the heart is.
When it
comes to healthcare, you deserve the best. Do you suffer from low energy, anxiety, or constipation? Health and Wealth Lifestyle with Nicole Huggins provides you with the best services of iridology exam, blood analysis, ionic foot detox, followed by a soothing foot massage. We also provide the best organic supplements. We are located at number 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Or call us at 288-1108 or 275-8359. Join us on the Street 919 FM every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Health and Wealth Lifestyle with Nicole Huggins.
Renting a car in Tobago should be quick, affordable, and easy.
Wow.
Here at O'Neill Rentals, we make the process as simple as possible by using our easy e-sign-up. Yep, we can sign you up from just about anywhere using our tablets. See? All done. And everything goes straight into the cloud. Yeah, you're on your way. Are you coming to Tobago? Book your car rental with us and enjoy the most affordable rates in Tobago. But hurry, because cars go pretty fast. Call 361-1042. That's 361-1042. One more time, 361-1042. O'Neill Auto Rentals, Tobago, taking you further.
We know the streets because we talk to the streets.
Come talk with us on the Street 919 FM.
All right, so Trinidad and Tobago, we are back. And I just got word. Let me send condolences to a very good friend of mine and one of our Women's League person, Miss Anne-Marie Samuel Seeley, who I think just passed away. Thank you very much, Marlon, for the information, and I want to send condolences to the family. And Miss Valdez, I'll keep you in prayer. I'll talk to you after the program. So Trinidad and Tobago, San Fernando West have lost a very strong, hard-working person. Ah, boy. And condolences to a very good friend of mine. Also, his father passed away yesterday, Mr. Lezama. Condolences to the family. So Trinidad and Tobago, we are back. And I find only just dropping my numbers, Or they being selfish. Yes, or they being selfish. If you don't share the live and if you don't share the information, people will come to ask you, well, what are they talking about again? Let the people hear firsthand. All right? And again, let me take the opportunity to say good morning to all of Trinidad, all of Tobago, all of the Caribbean, all of the UK, all of the USA, all of Canada, all of Sweden, all of the world. Amsterdam, all over. I say good morning. So guys, it's that time. It's 7:38 a.m. I'm asking you to be as tight as possible with your contribution. Call us now on 342-0081, 771-1791, 466-5391, and our overseas number 718-874-3860. Caller, good morning.
Morning.
Caller?
Good morning,
I don't know. Just no. Caller? 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 Yes, go ahead. This thing just not...
It says so. And you're not here?
I'm not hearing you. Caller, I'm not hearing you.
Call back.
Yeah, call me back wherever you are. The signal maybe is not so good. Guys, call me. Right. So call me up on 342-0081. Let me see if I'm going to get you here. Mr. Archer?
Good morning, morning. How are you this morning?
I am good. You hearing me good?
Clear, loud
nice,
and clear.
Excellent. Talk to me.
Good morning.
Morning.
How you doing? How daddy going?
Good.
Mommy Sauce, my Prime Minister, good morning. Mr. and Mrs. Regis, good morning. Mrs. Davison, Tracy Davison, leader of the Tobago Council, good morning. Mr. and Sylvanus, good morning. Sharon, Sharon got a chance
Yes.
to edify me this morning. Mr.
Mm.
Charles, you are wonderful. Mr. Charles gone already?
No, morning, Mr. Arch. How you
Mr. Charles,
doing?
good morning, man. You know you have to be going on by surname.
Yes.
By surname.
Yeah, good morning to you, sir.
Right? Mr. Charles, you forget. You're part of Buku.
Yes, sir.
Anytime you come to Tobago, go in Buku and ask for the chances. You have lots of chances.
And Palatuvia too.
Yeah, Palatuvia. Palatuvia have a lot too.
Yes.
And the other guest there.
Dominic is here.
Dominic, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Sorry to leave all you out. I love the program this morning. Twilight, what and edify the people. That is what the TNM lacks. We don't like to show off. We must show off sometimes. We could show off. We know we have things to show off, but we're not that type of people to show off. And next thing again, I like the truth and not lies. We're not the political party who will tell. I don't want to use the word lie, or false, or fabricate, how they want to put it. Now I'm proud to hear what really taking place or what took place. And people have to understand. When you go out there to talk to some people, they're saying that this is my right. Your right come in by policies that the government or the government in power make. When they're saying that your house is my right, that's not your right until the government put policies in place.
Right.
That's just to get out.
That's correct,
So,
sir.
Mr. Chan,
Very correct. Very, very
Right.
correct.
and that is what I'm getting out there. And I try to edify a certain candidate. I don't want to call me. I'm talking about my rights and my rights. I'm talking about my right to get gates and all kind of things. I say if the government did not put gates in place, it could never be your right.
That's right.
Good. And I'd like to hear more program, Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like you to bring forward these people at times. This is the time. And next thing I want to say, Sharon, Mr. Charles, and Mr. Dominic, Mr. Bruce, check the time in Trinidad that they start doing the demonstration. When the demonstration starts in a point A, point B, point C, point Q, point R, check the time. Check the time that varies to start this protest. And see if they didn't synchronize this protest that we have in Trinidad. God bless Tobago. I wouldn't say God bless Trinidad because I can't understand how my people sitting down and listening foolishness. They're saying Capildo ain't do nothing for Trinidad. Or for the Indian, they equivalent of PNM ain't do nothing for African people. They're saying that nobody else can do nothing for other races. Equivalent ain't do nothing, or PNM ain't do nothing for African people. And the amount of things that the government, the PNM government put in place for young people so that we could see more African doctors, more African accounts, and so on. More African in the universities, and so on. And today I hear young people coming out and say, the PNM ain't doing nothing at all for government. God bless Dr. Eric Williams to start. He's the first political leader that we have in this country. Nobody don't even know that self. Good? And Mr. Chan?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You're most
Dominic?
welcome.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And I want you to enlighten the young people in Trinidad. And I want to be so long. I hate to hear young African people in Trinidad saying African people ain't get nothing. Come in Tobago and you will see what young African people own in Tobago.
Caller, good morning.
Pleasant good morning to you, Miss Felix.
Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Bruce.
Morning.
Good morning, Dominique.
Good morning, sir.
It's right to deep way. Good morning, Mr. Chan.
Good morning, Brian. How you doing, brother?
Gentlemen, not too bad at all. Gentlemen, lady, there is not enough time. Miss Felix should ask for more time, especially leading up to elections, for us to, as the last gentleman said, to edify. But I would say to educate and to bring into a sense of reality just before this election, how important it will be for Trinidad and Tobago. There are two things I want to touch on very quickly. One, you're talking about privatization. I want people to know that in Petrotrin, we turned over approximately $1 billion per month. There's one of the major inflow of US dollars outside of the upstream companies like BP and Shell and so on would have been Petrotrin, because we used to sell up to sometimes in one lift over 300,000 barrels of unleaded gasoline internationally in one fell swoop, one day. That's a lot of money. That's US dollars coming in. Picture privatization of Petrotrin. Picture that. You understand? And see the inflow of money that will be coming into one or two individuals, and they manipulate.
Brian?
Once they pay their taxes. Yes, Ms. Felix?
Oh, we weren't hearing you for a while. Go ahead.
I said, picture one or two people running Petrotrin. Privatized. It's privatized. And once they pay their taxes to the government and the royalties, picture the amount of money would be going into pockets of people, and we would never know exactly what's going on. You would see billionaires rising in, not even in 5 years, in 1 year. And you want to know what is really going on. You understand? So we have to be very careful when Ma Baker talks about privatization. Let's identify exactly which companies she wants to privatize.
Very correct, Brian.
You understand?
Yes.
Let us get it on record. Exactly which companies you're referring to. Why I think she doesn't want the Prime Minister to touch Petrotrin until after the election. It is a money grabber, and she wants to be that person grabbing it. It is US dollars. People must understand all of these things. And the second thing I want to discuss is simply this. Yesterday, with a sense of sadness, what I saw in Port of Spain, and I saw a certain set of people making a certain noise. And if we are, look, okay, they say we are only 40% of the population. Where was the other 50-55%? How come we didn't see that ilk of people making any noise yesterday? So, okay, everything. So they don't vote for the PNM, the majority of them. So they have no problem with the government. How come they weren't supporting the protesters yesterday? How come nothing happened in San Fernando? How come only Port of Spain? And if it is, they said that the gangs called a truce, well then who was shooting at who? You understand? It can't be just the police shooting. Somebody was shooting back. So who was shooting? You must tell us that. You understand? I am sorry for the lady that died, but all I want to say about that, and this will cause some controversy, this lady was 30 years old and pregnant. You have 5 children to see about, and I'm certain that they're between the ages of 1 and 10. I mean, should you be home seeing all those kids? I mean, come on, why it is we have to come out and leave the bed to run it to accost who? What is the grounds? Why all of this? And then it was properly orchestrated that quite down in Kokorit, the Bitam, and all these other places people make. I just didn't understand it. Somebody had to be organizing it, and we have to get to the bottom of it. I thank you all very much. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, Brian. Caller.
Good morning. I'm a first-time caller to this program.
Welcome.
I want to say, you see this privatization? This is not a one-day conversation. This is a conversation to continue on and on. And if it have it on tape in the parliament, we must get the tape and play it every day. Because they just pontificate and talk about things every day. That is why I had that rile up yesterday. They spoke about this every day, about a lot of hate being preached about 1% and this and that. So we have to tell the people what she's saying to you. She ought to rip you off. Privatization of AGC. You cannot pay a mortgage Ask the people in the communities who was protesting. They are paying $100 and $300 rent.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The government never do nothing for you. You pay $100 and $300 rent. You pay your light bill and no water rate. You're going to school free. Your children have the opportunity to be a doctor. I know people on the beatum there who have children who are doctors. I know people in Lavantil and surrounding areas whose children have very, very good jobs. And then they're telling you about government. You walk in the road every single day. Some of these people, up to now, condolences to what happened to the family in Mover, but up to now I haven't heard where these two young men working. I haven't heard that. They just drink from every day. $100 rent to pay and they're comfortable. We have to talk. You cannot pay a take bill at the asking rate. You cannot pay a water bill at the asking rate. We are living very comfortable in this country and still being dissatisfied. The government is trying its very best. Up to this day, we are borrowing money to pay the public servants. They're marching, they want more money. These are things Dr. Rowley telling you plain. We are borrowing money to pay you. We are trying to keep your jobs.
Yes,
because
correct.
if you don't keep your jobs, the economy will be stagnant. Dr. Rowley keep telling you that. Dr. Rowley, instead of paving roads for billions of dollars, he come and he give out hundreds of contracts for AGC, for small contractors to be able to work and build more houses. The slogan of the People's National Movement, we should say we do more with little. What can you say that they do for you from 2010 to 2015? More than build a big jail. More than encourage some of these youths with live sports and color me orange. Look at the kind of guns. We crying in Lavantil and Port of Spain. Why we people did that to us yesterday? We trying to change our name and who we are. And look at what they do us. And my mother called me crying. People call me crying. Why? They lock up inside, they're frightened. Oh God, all you. We have to talk about these things every day. We have to form a group from today, you know. It starts with 3 of you all, and we have to form a group because people are grouping up against us. And we have to team up against them and let them know this is not who we are. We have to walk in the community and convince our people this is not us. And this is what they're trying to do us. They're trying to slip us into more and more poverty. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Sharon. Good morning, Mr. Jan. Good morning, Dominic.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're very low.
Yeah, Sharon, you hearing me now?
Yes.
Yes. I don't know if anybody mentioned this, but Sharon, one of the placards I saw yesterday, last night on the news, that disturbed me very much. PNM must go. What does that have to do with a protest of the 3 young men that got killed? So Sharon, this was not a protest of the 3 young men that got killed. And it is frightening to think that this is what I saw last night. PNM must go. So I want to know what really was the protest about, and who orchestrated this protest, and who do the pain. And I'm wishing that our people will come out and at least let the police know who got paid. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have 52 seconds. Jenny,
Yeah, but Felix.
we're going to the break, but
Well, you
we
know,
want to
I
hold
just
on.
talk a mile a minute, so I don't know if 53 seconds.
Well, you're 38 now, so I
allow
feel you'll have to hold on until we come back from the break.
I don't have a problem. I would do
Okay. All right. You heard that, eh? Don't feel that people not listening. They're very well listening.
Men does be a powerful force.
They're listening.
When women talk, yeah, that woman there.
Yeah, I applaud that contribution.
Yeah, boy.
And Mr. Chance, you made mention just now about when you spoke about legacy building.
Yes.
That is something we need to discuss in terms of the impact it could have on what took place yesterday.
That's
How
right.
that,
Stick a pen, guys. We're coming back. Don't shift your dial.
Talk your talk.
But we know talk. Come talk with us.
The Street
919 FM.
Get interactive with the Street 919 FM.
All day, every day. See us all live on our Facebook page.
Share and comment on our show.
Like our page.
Chat with our live on-air announcers.
The Street 919's Facebook page.
Live and interactive all day, every day. The Street 919 FM.
Come talk with us.
This is Reverend Dr. Glenroy Frank inviting you to tune in every Monday evening at 6:15 for the Light and Life Outreach Program. This program is sponsored by the People's Pentecostal Church. So come join us live and hear this word of God that is able to build and to strengthen your life. The Light and Life Outreach Program every Monday, 6:15. God bless you.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
Over the past few months, life as we know it has changed. We continue to discover new things, how to unmask creativity, and how to quarantine our differences. We're attending concerts from our bedrooms, giving the earth a vacation and learning beyond the classroom. As we journey through this together, let's never forget all the reasons to keep believing things will get better. Be connected, be positive, be mobile.
Yo, this is a Big Mike, not the mass man, the health man. Are you one of the 40 million people suffering with joint issues like rheumatoid arthritis or osteoarthritis? Well, you are listening to the right ad. You have the ailment, we have the remedy. Call us now on 288-8301 or 346-2612.
Don't forget to tune in right here on the Street 919 FM every Wednesday from 10:05 a.m.
Performance, beat all talk.
The Gospel of the Kingdom radio program with Gilbert James is now on the Street 919 FM every Sunday from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. Monday. The Bible says the Gospel of the Kingdom shall be preached in all the world as a witness to all nations, and then the end shall come. For more info, call 652-0924 or 298-4540 and join us every Sunday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. Monday for the Gospel of the Kingdom radio program with Gilbert James.
Are you looking for a home care aid for an elderly parent? Maybe you're looking for a nanny or babysitter for your children. Are you looking for a housekeeper or cleaner for your home or office? Then Helping Hands Home Care is the place for you. We provide qualified home care aid, nannies, babysitters, housekeepers, and cleaners at reasonable prices. We work so you don't have to. Just send us your budget and schedule and we'll make it happen. Are you trained in home care? Do you have experience in caring for the elderly, disabled, or children? Or maybe you want to earn extra money cleaning homes and offices? Then be part of our team. We want you. Contact us today, WhatsApp or call 4838741 to sign up. We are Helping Hands Home Care. Helping Hands Home Care. The home is where the heart is.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
Here's your opportunity to join Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly and guests as they lead in worship ministries of the Word and Prayer. That's every Sunday at 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. and every Wednesday from 9 p.m. to midnight on the Street 919 FM, where we deal with today's issues from a biblical perspective. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. You'll be given the opportunity to call in and interact with us. Your life and family will never be the same.
You are welcome to visit our website, www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.com. Like us on Facebook. Your financial support will be greatly appreciated. Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank. You can contact us at 753-1113.
This is Street Sense. Positive, anecdotal, and relevant. Street Sense is brought to you by B-Mobile. Life is on.
Over the past few months, life as we know it has changed. We continue to discover new things, how to unmask creativity, and how to quarantine our differences. We're attending concerts from our bedrooms, giving the earth a vacation and learning beyond the classroom. As we journey through this together, let's never forget all the reasons to keep believing things will get better. Be connected. Be positive. Be mobile.
Whatever the mind of a man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Napoleon Hill. That was Street Sense. Big sense from nonsense. Street Sense is brought to you by B-Mobile. Life is on.
Over the past few months, life as we know it has changed. We continue to discover new things, how to unmask creativity, and how to quarantine our differences. We're attending concerts from our bedrooms, giving the earth a vacation and learning beyond the classroom. As we journey through this together, let's never forget all the reasons to keep believing things will get better. Be connected. Be positive. Be mobile.
Talk your talk,
but we know talk. Come talk with us. The Street 919 FM.
TNT Posse, are you ready to party? Tempo hotter than ever, it's a carnival fever. Fed. When Trini come out to party, mama, you the place on fire. TNT, we ain't joking. TNT, when we fetting, it's bacchanal for soul. When soca start to flow, everybody on the go. So when soca start to flow, everybody on the go.
TNT.
We ain't joking.
TNT. All right, so I have Jenny holding on. But Jenny, you know, I have to make sure I do what I have to do, eh? So Jenny, go ahead, darling. Go ahead. Good morning and welcome.
Hi. Morning, Ms. Felix. Morning, Bruce. Morning to our financial guru, Dominic Romain. Good morning to our lead guru, Mr. Chan.
Morning, Jenny.
91.9 Million Fuel Warriors, Ms. Sanapuna. Ms. Felix and your panel there, I just want to continue where those two ladies and everything that was said this morning. I need to zoom in on that. I'll tell you why. Because I always have a saying that you need to know your enemy. And by enemy, I mean anybody who is opposed to you or something. That becomes an enemy. I need us to understand what exactly and who exactly we're dealing with, because that will form our impression. So everything that was said, I just want to put in this, because this man has not been challenged. Dr. Vishnu Bisram, he has not been challenged. And he's one of them. Right? He would have said, in a book he would have written, Indian leaders, listen carefully, Indian leaders are more to the trappings of cocktail parties, first-class travel, five-star hotels, of being in office rather than in bringing about meaningful change in society or genuinely representing the interests of their supporters and by the society at large. The hallmark of their policy is filling their own pockets through kickbacks. Awarding government contracts became their number one priority. They did everything to make a quick buck for themselves, and they set up close relatives in business rather than doing something to ameliorate poverty and suffering of their supporters or the society as a whole. Loyalty rather than competence was rewarded. The Indian party became the party of one-man rule. Could anybody sitting there listening tell me that doesn't sound like a template of the Kamala Prasad Bissessa administration that we had between 2010 and 2015? What policies did they put in place for the people of Trinidad and Tobago? What policy? But Mr. Travel Sudama speak about institutionalized racism against Indian people by African persons. What policy is any proof of that? But the policy for housing, the policy where Caroni was given away, they get lands, they became millionaire, that policy. The policy where Dr. Eric Williams put all the industries down in South, where they became millionaires because the land went up.
Well said, Jenny, well said. Yes.
What policy? The policy of free education and not dollar for dollar.
Yes.
Where under Mr. Pandey, if it's 100,000, you have to come up with 50,000 first. Is the policy under Dr. Mr. Manning with free tertiary education? Is that a policy of institutionalized racism against anybody? All the subsidies what we get on gas and subsidies on this and stuff, is that policy that is institutionalized? Has Indian persons been barred from going to the banks and getting big loans? Is that a policy? What policy of racism you all talking about? Stop fooling the Indian persons in this society who don't know better, and stop carrying on this racism talk. Let us live together and build Trinidad and Tobago, because under the PNM and Dr. Eric Eustace Williams, Indian persons based on the policies have been doing well. What policy, again, I ask, did the UNC implement for people to do well? Are they going to now privatize WASA and all those state companies? Putting workers on the breadline, the poor supporters, African and Indian supporters? Is that the policy? Are they going to make sure that this country have industrial strikes and industrial marches and industrial relation issues by putting ordinary workers out of a job? Is that their policy?
Yes, that's the policy.
Think. Everybody has been enriched once you have the ability and you want to, under the policies of Dr. Eric Williams, and it continue through Mr. Chambers, it continue through Mr. Manning, and it is continuing through Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. What about the land? Talk about that for me, Mr. Chance.
Yes.
The state land.
Yes.
Where the government is going to make a policy that you can now get a deed.
Yes.
That will enrich you so you can take to the bank and borrow money.
Deed of lease.
Bill. What about the starter houses?
Yes.
Come now, man.
Yes.
Those are policies, PNM policies. UNC didn't put no policy in this country.
Yes.
For us to survive, right? So people think this morning. I go on, Mr. Chance. Mr. Felix, you all have a blessed day. Bye.
Thank you very much, Jenny.
Wow.
Caller, good morning.
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 Mr. Chance. Morning. You remember when Mr. Robinson was trying to put everybody in this country, meaning where they're working, when going to everybody, and meaning where they're working. I was working PACC. All now, I would have been PAGC, I would have shares, and then money, no, I know, right? And look at this, look at how where they were doing the marketing in the community. With cost too. Minister housing the last 5 years. You see what you do with them? You don't want no black people there. And like African people don't see what's going on. And you don't see what's going on in this country. The people and they want to do everything just keep for the black people. And you know black people something all of believing and chasing them money to do things for their children. Because they pay like 1990. All of them didn't know what was going on, who was outside. And who knows they can look Parliament yesterday something. How much of them go? How much of them go in the house yesterday? All of them stay away because they know what's going on. And African people wake up.
Caller,
yeah.
I want to just engage you. You think if all that fiery protest going on, you would have left your house to come out?
No.
All right. I just wanted to ask you that.
The mistake about India was this, and people must have to speak out. People must, African people who are doing no wrong thing, look all them class who have guns. They were only the police, rubber bullets, all them class who have guns. Some of them dying gun, and they will beat them other for a piece of egg.
Caller, I want to take another call. Thank you very much. Caller, good morning. Caller, good morning. Caller. What is this thing? Caller, good morning. I ain't getting it now. I don't do this. Caller. I don't know. So guys, you can call me on 3420081, 7711791, 4665391, and 718-874-3860. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Sharon. You can hear me now?
Yes.
Right. I something to say with me, right? With the revelation of Mr. Chance and Dominic talk about the privatization by these companies. Where are the voices of the trade unions on them? I'm asking that because a couple of years ago there was complaining about the situation when the government was trying to close down parts of Petrotrain, and every time they came out to protest. Where are the trade unions on them? Why are they not talking about this situation where this the UNC government, well, what's the bit that they come back, that they proposing to privatize some of these state companies? How come we hear nothing from Mr. Abdullah, nothing from Watson Duke, nothing from well, like I said, all the main players, and they even want to consider privatizing the Port Authority as well. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm. Quite correct.
So where's the,
that is part of it.
So the people who was complaining and protesting this week at the Port Authority, how come they're not talking about the situation? Why are they not talking about this? They don't find. And this situation that transpired yesterday, this thing was, I try not to get emotional, but based on what I have heard and based on what I read, this thing was well orchestrated. I know no fool. And emotional running high. But I just think that in the height of this COVID-19, a lot of people broke the rules, you know. Social distances was broken. People wasn't wearing masks. Well, not quite. But a lot of things was broken and people want to, and then I agree with the ladies. So I saw somebody was wearing placard, PNM must go. I don't know how this thing with the three fellas turned into something political. And that should have given you an alarm bell that something is up. And I hate to tell you this, but I kind of a little disappointed with Kareem. I think Kareem got a little emotional last night. And I think we had to try to reclaim him and
Caller,
yes, hello?
I don't understand where you're going with that one.
All right.
Kareem doesn't work on this radio station.
Well, all right.
And everybody entitled to the view. So if he want to air his views, you can't break him in to tell him what a Muslim, tie down his tongue. That's the man's views. I can't get into that.
All right, but like I said, again, based on what I saw yesterday, it's funny how they didn't mention the fact that a bullet was when shots was fired at the Attorney General office and nobody not talking about that. It's not really not a priority. But I just want to say I'm not condoning to the young lady who got killed in that fracas. I just a little sorry that what she was doing there.
Thank you very much, caller.
Yeah.
Massachusetts, you online?
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
No, I don't want to get into my conspiracy theories about this whole bacchanal going on was a way to distract from this program today after what happened on Sunday. I don't want to go there. But one thing I like about the finance minister is he has been presenting audited financial reports going back for years, meaning that no financial accountability was being presented to Parliament, to the Senate. And if you don't have that financial accountability, where the money gone? And the subject today with finance, black people are not supposed to be astute when it comes to money. They're not supposed to know how to break down financials. They don't understand economics. And here it is that Ms. Sharon and Mr. Bruce Wayne bring in these two financial wizards to explain what this document that the UNC presented. Look at the money, look at the corruption that went on in the administration. You're going to tell me year after year after year, no audited financial reports? And Mr. Embert now had to come and have his people go back and try to explain what happened with money. And then because computer get wet, all them like records disappear because the computer get damaged. So all that thing disappear too. So that means to see you can't account for the money. You know, I wish they would just stay on this financial thing because they don't want black people to understand how the corruption exists and how the money been drained. And when they're talking about, the little man, when they get in office, they're just for the big man at the expense of the little man. And I wish all you'd get right back onto economics, please, because I'm a financial fanatic. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, Massachusetts. Caller, good morning.
Hi, morning, Sharon and the high power team, Mr. Chance and Dominic. Morning. Sharon, that lady who called a while back, I wish I could have had that tape so I could always play it every now and then to remind myself, and even friends from outside who was asking questions about what it is actually happened to Laventil and how Laventil ended up that way. I can probably share that with them. That was a powerful speech that lady made.
Very powerful.
But Mr. Chance,
yes, sir.
The privatization of certain institutions, I agree with some of that, right? Yes. But not the Kamala-led UNC, because if I follow their track record, which I do from ever since I always follow what we should just things like Section 34 and other things that you have done underhand. There's a company owned by a gentleman of Trinidad and Tobago citizenship here. Well, probably changed his citizenship, but he born here. It's a conglomerate as big as the Neil and Massey group or the Answer Macal group. I can see him ended up with most of those companies. I could see him. When they say privatization of especially these because there are certain companies, institutions, government institutions that ought not to be privatized, which is WASA, TNTech, and the energy sector. This should stay under the government rule. Government could always sell shares. Now, one of the areas I'm looking at is public transportation, but they can do it like what they do PTSC. 51-49%, because remember at the end of the day the government still have to subsidize fuel and to ensure that the consumers or the public can the company won't like this, taking all the people in order to satisfy shareholders, because they are advantaged and because transportation is one of the major necessities this country. As little as you look at it, when you look at it at a point of view, because people have to travel to come to work, and any of course would take it. So that's where you could look at, but I don't trust Kamala Prasad Bitesa. So I hear her, and this is something that has been pontificated over the years by a lot of people. And she just come out and she busts that mark just like that. But people don't trust this lady. Don't trust this lady at all. This lady cannot be trusted. This lady has not explained how Section 34 was taken out in the dead of the night on independence and sent to the president to be proclaimed. And there's other things that this lady needs to tell us, that she never, ever explained and sold to people. It's just, let's move on. So, thank you very much, gentlemen, and we all continue. And this lady, I applaud you. That was one of the best speech from a caller I heard after like Jenny and the Chance and Dominic and when they call the program. Thank you very much.
Yeah, let me just make that point on that
just
trust.
Just no, Mr. Chance. I had a caller holding on.
Okay,
Let me
sorry.
just caller.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. I'll try and capture what I have to say. It's burning my chest. Dominique, bonjour. Mon frère. Comment ça va?
Bonjour. Ça va bien, merci.
I want to add credence and value to this discourse. What is instructive? First, I want to deal with what PNM did as opposed to what they didn't do. PNM created direct impact deliverables. Let me say it again to you, because all you should know are good with coining acronyms. I'll keep it secret. Direct impact deliverables. You see the housing you all speak about? Yes, that's one. You see this Industrial Development Corporation, where it had a slush fund. And these cobras, cretins, and parasites suck off it. What about the agricultural development system and the bank as well? But they still own these banks. What about Carson Field? What about National Farm? What about we talk about diversification? What about Flip Deco? Legacy is right there before your face. You could see it. What about the medical faculty? I did watch me. Let me show you PNM deliverables are. Today they still act. They're still impacting. What Kamala did? They have a track record. Let me show you the difference. You see the National Bank, NCP Bank, was turning into FCB, is one of the biggest contributors to the consolidated fund up to today.
So true.
You see the NCC where they take $13 billion from and they're feeding these foul, dotage, brain dead cretins and them some money to buy AR. So they go on and really place an orchestrated effort to be a fool. Brain dead, I say, brain dead. It is instructive because this was orchestrated. And clear I could see. I mean, for a blind person with one eye could see, or a person with single-digit IQ or room temperature IQ. But no, because I didn't see it for not 60 lakh. And with the little child, I come back when they chop shop and throw in a barrel. I didn't see people come out and protest and stick out all these vulgar vagabonds and them only the place because everybody know where they are. Sick people know where they are. They don't cover themselves, people have covered them. You understand the attack the innocent, but the truth is a brute. It goes nowhere. I need to add a next impact again. What is this direct impact deliverables? Flour mills when it was raining. Who created the flour mills? It's not black, so that black mine, not the blueprint, wasn't from a black money unit. Just for the benefit, so much money from.
Tari Ben and Frank Seeley.
Who created that?
Yep.
I want to add value again once more, please. Civil play. Oh, no, not civil play. I want to tell you that you see the vulgarity. They have a jumbie, something seems curry flavored. They have a jumbie that go them, right? Because that's too embarrassing. Suffer demise. Dana, suffer demise. And it's chronicle, it seems they have a synergy or nexus as it relates to how they function. So when they say they want to diversify or sell the company, I for diversification because it creates more, what do you call it, reliability, confidence, and that's not the word, accountability, and what they call compliance. However, under the PNM, because the PNM is a progressive party that empowers and enables people. What about the gas station dealerships? Who get the bulk of it? What's over racism? Who get the bulk of these gas stations? What are the LPG dealership? Who created another PNM? The PNM created all these things, and who suck the breast, who suck the financial nourishment from these things? Huh? I never heard the PNM. There was no Rama, the Jama, and all them. They could have a history. Sorry, I'm not talking facts. What they call data, not emotion and passion. Rama, the Jama, Teddy, my what the next one? They had so much Ram, Danny. They have a track record. So the guns, they had AK-47 years before. No? Only when they survived in Socorro. So I want to know, and the next thing, I want to listen. It's no offense. The truth has no expiry date. Do you understand? The truth will survive your mortality, but a lie has an expiry date. So speak truth with heart. You understand me? Me miss a chance as well. No offense intended. You understand? Words and talk alone is not it, but the reality before us, let us see what's happening. They have an intention to suck blood because the monies I hear they stole. Look, remember the thing with Eric Williams? They just bow out and Frankie Khan. And they just $150 so-called $1,000. People are just listening to words and get licks. But billions of dollars flush out of the place like stale curry we eat and the treasure just flush out. And nobody said nothing. Even the 1%. Them is the 2%. If this other group is 1%, them is 2%. Or 0.0, we only call correct figures. Numerical. It's actually they are real percent because they are large subsection of the problem.
Yes.
The destruction and sponsored anarchy in this place. They did it before. You can't remember the man, they had a radio host on that station. About 5 people get killed because they went up to interfere with Jacona election. Could you remember that chance, Felix?
Yes, caller.
Call my name, you know why? There's no business. There's no pain on my back, you know.
True,
I told her that I realized that I was pain on my back, you know. Truth to that good time.
Thank you, darling. Well, boy, Mr. Chance wanted to say something, but Rowley Jr.
No, go ahead.
Rowley Jr. hit me because we go into the ads. And when Mr. Chance, when we come back, the floor is Mr. Chance soon. Talk to me, Rowley Jr.
Let me listen to the gentleman. Mr. Chance, you see, you and Dominic have brought up people this morning to show exactly what's going on with our country and who had the policy framework in place.
That's right.
Even though you have, when you have policy framework and you hinge on it, then we have continuity.
Yes.
The same of the point, Lisa's industrial estate and all these things.
Yes.
And the UNC, as far as I could recall, the only thing I feel that they created is Children Life Fund.
Yes,
and even the point, you remember, even almost ended in corruption.
Yes.
So what I want from you and Dominic is people have this view that there's the system not taking care of our people. Mr. Charles, you could outline us, please, in relation to how the system really can benefit everyone. That is the only thing I listen to everything for the morning with respect to Secretary and all the information you and Dominic outlined. But I want to find out from you all to show the committee out there how it is the system benefited everyone and you have to be part of that. But good listening this morning for me. Take care, Sharon. Good program.
Thank you very much. Papa. Fire in the kutia.
Sharon, you see what Rolly Jr. is talking about there?
Very important.
It is imperative that we do a show on that.
Boy,
that. Yes.
Yes. Big thing.
I got the previous caller and the lady before. Yeah. You see this myth about the government ain't doing nothing for black people and things? We need to destroy that myth once and for all.
That is not true.
Continue to destroy that.
Yes.
And we must tell the truth. Because there are some people, black people, who are afforded the opportunity to do a number of things and they shoot themselves in the foot. That is not truth.
Sharon, if I could just give you a quick example.
Yeah, 40 seconds before they had hit me.
The project that the government have for the small contractors. I went to that when it was down at the when they had the launch. And coming out of that, you know what the complaint people, $500 is too much for them to spend to get the document.
The package.
Yes, $500 too much. And too many requirements and so on. And that's the problem. That's the problem right there. But we will get into that. That's something we
remember it was over.
Yeah, oversubscribed. It was too much.
If you see people, you can't go in. But when time to buy the package, we'll be back, guys. So don't shift your diet.
Come talk with us. On the street,
919 FM. This is Wayne Delamore, Head Consultant and Director of Natural Health Solution, with over 15 years of experience in clinical nutrition and microscopy. We specialize in early detection and prevention. We incorporate evidence-based nutrition and science-driven analysis. Tune in to our educational program every Wednesday right here on the street, 91.9 FM. For appointments, call 222-2189 or 304-5816. At Natural Health Solutions, we offer a natural solution to healthy living.
Join Wayne Delamore on Wednesdays from 9:15 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. right here on the street, 919 FM.
Hey guys, it's Iwer here. Listen up. If you're considering selling or renting your house in Trinidad and Tobago, then call Keelan George with O'Neill's Real Estate Group. He's a good friend of mine and he's been in the business for over 6 years. First, selling real estate in Atlanta, Georgia, and now right here in Trinidad and Tobago. He has a strategic online marketing presence that actually attracts thousands of home buyers and renters. Plus, with his home selling advice and techniques, he's getting homes sold really fast. Keelan will actually guarantee you sell your home, or get this, you can cancel the listing agreement and pay nothing at any time. That's right, you heard me, nothing at any time. Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, people. Check out www.o'neillrealestatett.com. O'Neill is spelled O-N-E-I-L, or just call Keelan direct at 363-4030. That's 363-4030.
Mohammed's Bookstore Associates Limited, with branches at Gulfview, Link Road, High Street, San Fernando, number 26 Eastern Main Road in Tunapuna, Henry Street in Port of Spain, and West Mall, West Mooring. At Mohammed's Bookstore, you can check out our specials on textbooks, stationery, school supplies, school uniforms, children's storybooks, puzzles of all sizes, and many more. You can query your book list and get an email when your books arrive. New titles for SEA students, developing critical thinking for SEA math pupils books, and solution teachers books. Right on point, creative writing SEA by Alicia McLean, creative writing simplified for upper primary, and language arts simplified for upper primary. Lots of SEA practice books for sale for 1/3 of the retail price. Others are much less. Bring Mohammed's Bookstore closer to you, as everything now is at your fingertips, as you can log on to our website on www.mohammedsbookstore.com. Opening hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mondays to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Fridays, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturdays, and 8 a.m. to noon on Sunday. Call us today at our Tunapuna branch at 647-7355, our San Fernando branch at 657-1012, our West Moorings branch at 637-6551, our Gulfview branch at 657-9613, and our Port of Spain branch at 627-3341. Like and follow our page on Facebook at Mohammed's Bookstore and on Instagram at Mohammed's Bookstore.
Too much throttle in your TikTok? Switch to B-Mobile. For always on 4G LTE. Get a free 30-day trial with free 25 gigabytes of data, free WhatsApp, free talk, free text, and more. Plus, get 50% off your next 3 months. Check us online or in-store.
Happy Hour is back at Jenny's on the Boulevard. This time, we're not offering 10%, but 30% off drinks. Monday to Thursday, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Get 30% off beers, Carib, Stag, Caribbean, Guinness, and Heineken. 30% off rum, White Oak, Black Label, Absolute Vodka, and Blue Vodka. 30% off cocktails, margaritas, mojitos, Jenny's Long Island Iced Tea, and daiquiris. Also enjoy 10% discount every Friday and Saturday on sushi. And guess what? Our COVID specials remain. Ask for specials on takeout. Specials include 12% off all government ministry orders, 20% off desserts. Choose from our famous Chinese-style express buffet, the American menu, burgers, ribs, and more, Italian menu, pasta, and more. Feel like dining? Our in-house dining is back. Visit Jenny's on the Boulevard today, and do not forget to ask for specials. Opening daily between the hours of 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Call us today at 625 395-1807, 395-3757, or 488-8800. Jenny's on the Boulevard for all your Chinese, American, and Italian needs.
Hello, this is Pastor Charles from the Upper Room Ministry. Tune into the Street 91.9 FM every Wednesday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. for a time of prayer and intercession. I want you to know that we are going to have a TIME time in the presence of God, lifting up our nation, lifting up our families in prayer. I'm looking forward, my God, for you to join with me. Praise God, every Wednesday, praise God, praying for our nation, praying for our families, praying for our children. Join with me every Wednesday at 12 midnight. Tune into the Street 91.9 FM. God bless you.
Better vision for your physical eyes, and through the eyes of faith, let healing arise in your mind, body, and spirit. At Natural Healing Ministries, we teach kingdom principles for living that brings the blessing of God to your mind, body, and soul.
NHM Professional Associates are located at number 10 Moody Stewart Street, Monrepos, San Fernando. For more info, contact Dr. Desmond Phillip at NHM on 349-3494.
NHM Professional Associates can be heard live on the Street 919 FM every Saturday from 9:05 to 9:55 a.m.
Come talk with us. Realest news, hard talk, real talk on the street, 919 FM.
All right, so we are back, Trinidad, Tobago, and the World by Extension listening, viewing. We are back. So, Mr. Chance.
Yes, just let me make a quick point. One of the callers mentioned about being trustworthy, and I just wanted to share what the Market Facts and Opinion quite recently said about the two leaders. In examining Dr. Rowley, the Market Facts and Opinion indicated, in terms of trustworthiness, out of every 5 persons, 4 of them said Dr. Rowley was trustworthy. You hear me? 4 out of every 5. The man nearly perfect. 4 out of every 5. When it came to the opposition leader, I want you to hear me well. Out of 10 persons, 7 out of 10 said she was untrustworthy. 7 out of 10 felt she was untrustworthy. They were speaking in relation to the COVID-19. So the people believe if you're trustworthy in one area, you're trustworthy in the rest, you know. Because trustworthy is a state of mind, how you think about someone. So they have said, the Market Facts and Opinion, not me. You know, I bias to the PNM, right? Market Facts and Opinion survey says that out of every 5 persons, if you go into Port of Spain and you see you put 5 and you get another 5, 4 out of every 5 says that Dr. Rowley and the Prime Minister is trustworthy. And 7 out of 10, the other side say the lady is untrustworthy. The other quick thing I want us to close off with before the other calls is one is the Revenue Authority. In this part of this plan, Mrs. Bisessa, she says she wants to scrap the Revenue Authority, you know. And here my quick concern with that. That Revenue Authority, based on the information provided by experts, that is a report done by the IMF, which is an independent institution, the International Monetary Fund. A report done by the IMF tells Trinidad and Tobago that they are losing $15 billion through tax evasion. $15 billion, people. Why it is the opposition and the opposition leader, why it is they do not want the Revenue Authority? Who are they protecting? What are they hiding? Are there people who they are aware of not paying their just due in their taxes, hiding from taxes? Now, the other one, I want Mr. Rubin to talk about the question of scrapping the property tax. Dominic, let's talk about that for one minute.
Yeah. And you know, Mr. Chance, David Abdullah, who is the political leader of the MSJ, is on record. As on several occasions, he has talked about this, but he had a conversation with a former Minister of Finance under the People's Partnership, who informed him just what you said there about this $15 billion that is lost through tax evasion.
Yes.
And when he asked him, so why don't you all do something about it? He said, we can't, because the people who are doing it is our financiers. Yeah.
People, are you listening? Are you hearing this?
So we're not going to. So therefore, we need to repeal the property tax. That was promised in 2010, right?
Yes.
They came in for 5 years, 3 months, and 14 days, and they did nothing.
Yes.
Mrs. Prasad Bisesa had a meeting sometime after they lost the election with some of her supporters in Sapari, and one of the persons told her, well, you promised that you would repeal it, and why didn't you? And the first thing she said, well, perhaps that's why we lost the election, because we promised and we didn't. Ooh. Right? So, and they come back with that again. And they know why they didn't repeal it, because there's ample video footage to show that clip with Larry Hawaii when he announced in 2014 that they were going to bring back the property tax. They would start with commercial and then come down to residential.
Yes.
Because they understood that is critical. Taxes have been a critical part of the economy. From time immemorial, we can recall Jesus said, render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's.
But isn't it about $200 million a year we lose in, Dominic?
And more.
With the property tax?
Yeah. Because what they are proposing now is to Mamagai people and tell you, well, we're going to go back to the old land and building tax regime.
But we know that is not true.
Yes.
Wasn't it that same opposition went to Parliament to bring back the same?
They were going to bring it back.
Bring it back in phases. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
But they're fooling us. Look.
But you want to cut tax. Every aspect of tax in this country, you plan to cut income tax and corporation tax and everything. And you're not telling us where the revenue is going to come from. And people need to understand the benefit of having the Revenue Authority, because what it is intended to do, Mr. Chance, is to bring all of the government's revenue collection agencies under one umbrella.
Yes.
So instead of you have BR collecting tax, so on, customs collecting tax, so on, this one and that one, and all over the place, it makes it easier for accounting purposes, so people could go one place rather than have to run here to pay this and run there to pay that.
And pay everything in one. Excellent.
And that is why in the United States, the IRS don't make joke. You could be owing a few dollars on your house for taxes, and they will take your house and sell it just for that. But here, no. For some reason, we are allergic to paying taxes.
But Dominic, Barbados, Jamaica, and Guyana have revenue authorities, and 60 other countries in rule have revenue authorities.
Yes.
Let me ask again, I wonder why.
Mr. Chance, you see, when it's inefficient, it's easier to thief. When it's inefficient, it's easier to engage in bubble.
Say that
right?
again, Dominic.
Yes.
When it's inefficient, it's what?
Easier to thief. Okay. Right? So, they all of them, properties all outside in Miami, they love Fort Lauderdale. Big mansions. And they're making sure they pay the property tax.
And how much?
Thousands.
In USA?
Yes. But
in US.
They want to be owning mansions with 10 and 15 bedrooms and pay no property tax on that, and that's all right. Just go up to Millennium Lakes and see the palaces that were built between 2010 and 2015. Some of them couldn't even live in it, right? They died before they could have moved in. Mm-hmm. See the size of these things, and not 1 cent of property tax being paid on that. And that is what they're advocating, and that's all right. Yeah, that's okay. So let them enjoy the millions.
Trinidad and Tobago and the world by extension, it's 8:44 a.m. If I tell you, today when I came here, I should have stick myself with crazy glue and not get up from here for the whole day. But you know, that can happen. So Trinidad and Tobago, we're here and we continue to take your calls. And these are a number of series of discussions we're going to be having. Panel of discussions. Stay tuned for Sunday. Sunday going to be hot, you know. Sunday going to be hot. If you feel this hot. Rowley Jr.,
I have to call back here because two conversations just have me going: the property tax and the revenue authority. Yes. My morning, you and Dominic, with respect to information, because one of the things I wanted clarity on in what really encompasses the property tax. And then when Dominic explained that putting all the tax regime under one body,
yes,
it makes it more organized for tax collection and accountability.
Yes.
Now, who should now think about it? It's almost best practice. Why would you push back on something like that? Right? And in the second instance, it reminds me of when Mr. Manning formed SORT, which was a model from the English that involved all the different agencies with the best people detecting crime in Trinidad and Tobago. Who broke it up? Who broke it up? So you see, it's a lot of things that you all, it's up there here this morning for people to understand, and then for us to hit the ground to tell people the importance of keeping our government in power with accountability, so that when we get all the money, of course, the returns will be better for the citizens.
Yes.
Guys, thank you so very much, Sharon. Great program this morning, Gil.
Thank you very much.
Really amazing. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Overseas caller, good morning. Overseas caller, good morning. What's going on here? Overseas caller. All right, we're not getting anything. Mr. Archer?
Hello, my dear.
Tell me.
Girl, me have a call back. Because here I talk about property tax and them something. Sharon, the reason why we have property tax and Mr. Chance and Dominic, Brucey, the reason why we have property tax is to safeguard me as the poor man, you as the poor woman, so nobody cannot walk in and take your property. When you're not paying no property tax, you have no right to go inland revenue to check on nothing. You wouldn't even go inside it. By the time you catch yourself, you lost your properties that your parents might leave for you, you might lose it. So these people have a trick. And another thing, I'll be paying tax for my land. Let us say I'm paying $10 for my land because I have a one-bedroom house or two-bedroom house on my real property. But the people are not in the mansion. We are paying no tax on them. It's the people, Camilla Posad, Mr. Sabilwa Mansion. Remember the first show sing a song on Manning? The palace, I want one just like yours. She built a house bigger than the Prime Minister's residence. So she had to pay no tax at all. The people and them who get 50 acres of land, they have to pay no tax at all. It's a no black man, no small man. All the big man enjoying the no tax thing. So it bother me when I hear people talking about don't pay no tax. Because our family, our relatives, lose land by not paying tax. And Mr. Chance.
Yes, sir.
I've given you a job to do.
Yes, sir.
As a political leader of the what was something name again?
Titans of Democracy.
Titans. You have a job to do. Make sure you come on the radio every day. Let people fed up with you. Come on the radio every morning, please. You and Dominic. From now until after the election. And after the election, I'm asking you and Dominic to make sure you all come to Tobago and prepare to spend at least a month or two to campaign with us in Tobago from a political vampire we have in Tobago. Waiting until night comes to try to suck out for people's blood and to tell them foolishness. Same two galvanize, walk all about.
Yes.
And gallery self. But I'm telling you, Mr. Chance, you're doing a good work. God put you again at all times, Sharon. God put you and Dominic here for a purpose. Even Sharon and Ruth. And I was George. put you all there for a purpose. And once you solve the purpose right, you will be going to heaven. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Archer. Ms. Tunapuna?
Good morning to them coming. Look, I'm coming down the road in the school town and look out for me.
Morning, mother. Morning, mother. Good morning, mother.
Good morning, family in the PNM.
Good morning, mother.
And to the entire world. We have to separate for the wicked ones and them, you know. I want to just talk to them children of mine in Laventille and Mova and Beetham and Charlotte Street in the planning. All of them is my children, young children. I want to tell all you, whoever put it on you to do these things, they sit down and they laughing at all you. You understand? They're laughing at all you because at the end of the day, they're going to use all you to lose a good thing. And when they do, they don't need the bread the devil need. Because you know what they're going to say? If they could do that to their own people, what they going to do to we, then we get rid of them. That was up to them. That jail, that camera baby, she not happy that it's full little. I tell you the young men in town, that jail, that camera bill for all you, she not happy. You understand? And we are very unhappy. And we try to get rid of them. So they won't put all you there because all you need education. All you need counsel. All you need somebody to talk to all you. People die. Look at how our people try to destroy the son. Sharon is very hurt as a mother. And I tell you that they could do what they want, they could get what they want, they could do what they want. They're not coming back. And come have to understand that the Lord has spoken. He said when he opened, no man closed. And when he closes, no man open. You understand? Look at how these people go to extreme. But I'm telling you, you see Father Abubakar's son, everything you're going to talk on with you, you'll have a blessed day.
Thank you very much. All right, caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
To the distinguished gentleman there who, with all the edification that you are throwing at us, thank you so much, Mr. Chan and Dominic and Miss Felix, the Titan personified. So I just want to throw something out.
Before you throw, let me tell you, you just have about a minute and a half because we don't realize. Right, go ahead.
I will make it in a minute and then I can come back because it's a lot I have to say.
Okay.
But I want to say this to my people of Laventille and East Port of Spain. I have served you for many years. I come from a finance and business background. I want to say this. It is a systematic, orchestrated plan by the whatever percenters. Do you understand what I'm saying? They are determined to keep us in that take. I want to say, I listened to a lady there. We are right in Laventille, right in the belly of the city. And I'm going to ask you, why haven't we turned out persons who could sit as the managers in those banks? People from all the way, the East Indians from all the way in the south and central travel to Port of Spain to sit and run the banking system that works against us. To have us like crabs in a barrel, parading and protecting and going after the government is an orchestrated, systematic plot to keep us feeding from the government in the lowly jobs, which is where they accumulate their wealth from our spending. The day the government moves to seriously bring our black children into business is the day they will have a problem. Mm-hmm. And they are also coming after your land in Laventille. I want to warn our little black boys. I want to warn the mothers of those boys. Do not take the chain up. They are hurting now because funds have dried up because of the pandemic we are in. All of them who are in business, they say it. They say money and wealth is accumulated from the spending of the black people. Do not lose focus on that. And they sit when they come out. They don't care if we live or die, you know.
My darling, I have to stop you, girl. We gone. We have to go. The show done. We have to do this another day.
Yes.
Thank you very much, everybody. And we want to say thank you again and again and again. But we have to do this again. Maybe Friday. We're gone. Ciao.
They talk. You talk. Come talk with us.
On the street.
919 FM.
919 FM.